You are listening to Round Rock ISD Football, presented by Covert Ford. Now let's head to the field with Brad Tillery.
Live from Veterans Memorial Stadium in Del Valle. Round Rock ISD Football and McNeil Football is on the air. Good evening, everyone. Welcome into the broadcast. Brad Tillery, Ike Kohler here with you this evening from the campus of Del Valle High School down in southeast Travis County. So glad to have you along on the iHSFAN network for this season in 2023 high school football. Tonight, we kick off the year as the McNeil Mavericks hit the road to take on Del Valle. Two teams coming off of 2-8 seasons last year. This is actually the sixth straight season these two teams will open the year against each other. And Ike, a couple of teams kind of on the upswing, we think, this season. Del Valle, yes, a rough year last year, for those guys, but new coaching staff for McNeil, a team with a lot of young talent coming in this season.
Brad, you're absolutely right. And we talk about young talent. Their freshman team went 10-0 last season. That's never happened before in McNeil football history. And with that youth, you also have other returners coming back, such as Joshua Williams, who was the District 25-6A offensive newcomer MVP last year, and he's really the workhorse of this offense.
Yeah, really excited to see him in action tonight. Like I mentioned, both these teams were 2-8 last year. McNeil 0-7 in district play, but man, 5 losses during the season by a touchdown or less. 4 of them in the district. There's just a couple of plays here and there away from McNeil being in that playoff conversation.
You're right, and both wins last year came in the first 2 weeks of the season. The first game was a 49-13 win over Del Valle, and once they hit district, it's a solid district, and things could have easily swung more wins in their column.
A lot of youth we talked about from that freshman team coming up this year for McNeil. On offense, they're going to run a spread multiple type offense using tight ends as well. New offensive coordinator Mike Reynolds takes over for the McNeil Mavericks, promoted from the offensive line coach. And speaking with Coach Scott Hermes early in the week, he said, he thought they could use a little more tempo, a little more pace, a little more pop in the offense, so that's what led to the promotion.
And everyone I've talked to about the new coach, Mike Reynolds, they all love him. They like his offense, they like his system, and he's got some weapons to work with. He's got 2 quarterbacks. Jaden Soltz, who's a sophomore, has a lot of speed, a lot of skill. He likes to run the ball. He'd fit well in a read option system, and he can throw it too. And he'll be splitting quarterback time as well with Jarrell Gary. And he's a real good playmaker as well.
Yeah, Jarrell Gary, a guy who's going to be out at QB and a wide receiver this year. You'll see him in multiple positions. The coach kind of said it's a 1A, 1B dual QB system, so expect to see both of them taking snaps. Also mentions a couple of key guys. Dayron Calhoun, all-district player. Bo Baker was identified as making some big strides in the offseason. And then, of course, the backfield led by the unanimous 2022 District Newcomer of the Year in junior Joshua Williams, guy who actually received an offer from Oklahoma during the summer, which, man, at the Division I level, they don't get much bigger than you're getting offers from guys like Oklahoma, right?
And I'm sure Oklahoma came offering. I'm sure there's going to be more offers to come.
Yeah.
He had around 700 all-purpose yards last year, and he's a downhill runner. He's not afraid to be a receiver out of the backfield as well.
On the defensive side, McNeil line up in a 3-3-5 stack. The thing that got over to me when I was speaking with Coach Hermes earlier this week is expect pressure. They want to bring pressure almost every play from different angles, trying to throw the quarterback and the other offense off balance. So it'll be fascinating to see how they design defenses to do that this year.
And I completely agree. A couple of key players to look out for is senior Bobby Holland, who's a defensive back. He led the team with 78 tackles last year. He got an interception and 2 forced fumbles as well. And another senior defensive back, Keegan McBride. He's a 2-time 25-6A all-district defensive back.
As for Del Valle, a 2-8 record last year. Ike, you and I were here for their final game of the season last year against Austin High School, calling that one. It was a wild affair that ended in overtime. Austin actually fumbled the ball on their own 1-yard line with the lead late in the game, if I remember correctly. Del Valle punched it in. That game didn't even kick off till like 10 o'clock at night because of weather delays and just kind of a weird evening. But that was one of their 2 wins during the season, both of them in district play. Their other one came against a really not great Aiken squad, if I'm going to be quite frank with you here, guys. All 8 of their other losses, though, were by double digits last year. So, therefore, coaching change for McNeil for Del Valle this year as Todd Patman takes over.
He takes over. It's his first year. He was the defensive coordinator last year under Coach Bobby Acosta. And, he has a lot of coaching experience. He's got this Del Valle program fired up. I talked to some people on the sidelines, and the gym was packed bright and early this morning, for this football game, so the whole camps was shut down. And, Todd Patman has a lot of experience.
Yeah. You remember that game last year. There was a ton of energy in the stadium despite being 11, 12 o'clock at night when that game ended. So it was a fun one for sure. We're going to step aside for a second, let you hear from some of our great sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to hear from Coach Scott Hermes as we preview tonight's game about 8.5 minutes away from kickoff here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Del Valle as the McNeil Mavericks take on the Del Valle Cardinals. This is Round Rock ISD football.
Longtime McNeil parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net. Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. With stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. covertford.com.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
Welcome back into the pregame show as we count down to kickoff here on opening week on the iHSFAN network as the McNeil Mavericks hit the road to take on the Del Valle Cardinals tonight. The sixth straight year these two teams will face each other in the season opener, and now we'll be joined by the head coach of the McNeil Mavericks, Coach Scott Hermes. Coach, welcome in, and how you feeling about this new season?
Thanks. Hey, really excited. Returning a lot of good seniors, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We got some young guys on the offensive side of the ball that I think are really talented and going to do a lot of good things.
You know, you mentioned some of these young guys to me in a preseason call the other day. I'd love for you to expand on those. This 10-0 team last year from the freshman team, now a bunch of those guys coming up. Who do you really see stand out so far in the preseason practices that are going to contribute tonight in this season?
Well, Jaden Soltz is going to get the first-team quarterback reps tonight. He's a sophomore, and he's done a great job. Had a really good offseason. And then the other guy that will be playing quarterback and also a little bit of running back and a little bit of receiver, number 5, Jarrell Gary, has had a tremendous offseason as well. And so he's dynamic playmaker, going to do some really good things. There's a couple guys on defense. Marshall Holland is going to start for us at linebacker. Zach Christie, number 9, is going to start for us at wide receiver. and happy to get Aiden Taylor back from an injury in the spring, and he'll be playing a lot tonight as well.
You were sounding the other day like you were very high and excited about the offensive progression in the offseason and the new offensive coordinator in tow. What are your expectations for this offense and maybe the differences from last year?
Well, I think one of the things that you'll see is we'll be able to play with a lot of tempo tonight whenever we want to. When we got a team on the ropes, I think we've now got the ability to really get after them and get them down and keep them down. And so we've changed a few things, changed some tempo and stuff, and again, I think it's little changes, but it's going to pay big dividends for us.
Take us behind the scenes of prep work in week one. Obviously, there's the game tapes all from last year. They've got a new coaching staff over there as well. How does it go into, and it's a team you're familiar with, you played them 6 straight years. How does that prep work go in, and what are you looking to get out of tonight besides a win?
Well, it's always tough week one because you've got a scrimmage film to go off of. You've got last year's game film to go off of, and some other films that you're able to acquire. But whenever it's a new staff, Coach Patman, I can tell has already done a great job over there, and so there's going to be some changes. They're going to have some wrinkles for us, So the main thing for us is we've got to keep things simple on defense. Keep the ball in front of us, tackle well. That's the kind of stuff that you want to see coming out of this first week. Just a good, clean operation, and scoreboard takes care of itself.
One last question, we'll get you out of here. It's hot. It's been hot all summer here in Texas, unusually hot here in Central Texas. You told me you've been practicing in the mornings, but how do you manage the roster and playing time tonight in this kind of heat?
Well, I mean, you rotate guys when you need to. We've got about 50 guys on our varsity roster, and we're going to get them all in. The thing is, I'll be honest with you, if you can establish a lead and control the game, it's not nearly as hot on your sideline as it is the other one. So that's our plan tonight.
Totally fair. Well, Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck tonight, and we look forward to working with you all season.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks, bro.
That's Coach Scott Hermes, the head coach of the McNeil Mavericks. We're back in just a minute with the rest of the pregame show as we get you set for the season opener tonight. McNeil taking on Del Valle down here in southeast Travis County. Stick around. We'll be back in just a minute. This is McNeil Maverick football on the iHSFAN network.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045. Visit Maze Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at mazestreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local. RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain, veteran owned and operated, serving Central Texas. For the last 10 years, residential and commercial services available, here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567. You are listening to the Horn Webcast Network, powered by iHSFAN. If you're interested in advertising on or privately supporting this webcast, please reach out to us on Twitter at iHSFAN. All audio rights of this webcast presentation belong to iHSFAN, and any intent to rebroadcast or retransmit must have express written consent from iHSFAN.
Welcome back in to Veterans Memorial Stadium here in Del Valle as we continue to get set for kickoff tonight between the Del Valle Cardinals and the McNeil Mavericks. Excuse me there for a second. We're going to be quiet here for just a second, folks. They're playing the national anthem. We do not want to step over that, even though we can't necessarily let you hear it, so we're just going to be for just a second. Well, the anthem's been played here in Del Valle as we are just about set for kickoff tonight between these two schools. As you know, a couple of teams that are familiar with each other. Familiar with each other, Ike, as we're all kind of in preseason form here tonight. We talked about it already, but these two teams have played each other 6 times over the last opening days, 6 straight opening days, I should say, 12 times in a row during non-district play in the last 12 years. McNeil has won 7 of those 12 meetings, including the last 2. But it's been an interesting little dynamic. McNeil won the first 5 of the 12, Del Valle the middle 5, McNeil back on the last 2. And, some changes on both sides tonight. It'll be interesting to see, as you heard Coach Scott Hermes talk about in the pregame show, how they decide to attack each other. Not a whole lot of video.
It'll be interesting to see. It's almost like it's a tradition that these two teams play each other at the beginning of the year, sort of similar to how LBJ and Manor now play each other almost yearly. And they're even more familiar than you might think. There's a couple coaches from McNeil who actually used to coach for Del Valle. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see this offense. One thing Coach Hermes said in the interview, there's 30 seniors on this McNeil roster. We talk about the young guys, but there's 30 seniors. There's certainly a lot of experience in that locker room. Yeah,
we talked about the close games they played last year. 5 losses by a touchdown or less last season, 4 of them in district play. Those seniors, it's really how can you learn from that experience and take the step forward this year to fight for a playoff spot in what is a very tough district.
And the fact that they lost 5 games by 1 touchdown, now they're going out there to win, and they know that they can beat most of the teams in their district, and it's going to be a real competitive football season.
Yeah, this district for that McNeil's in, it's competitive. It's 6A, District 25. McNeil, I'll tell you what they have done, too. They've scheduled out some games here early in the year with some very comparable competition to what they're going to see district-wide, too. Of course, Del Valle to start the year next week, again on the road at Pflugerville, and then a home game against Hendrickson, also from the Pflugerville area, before we get into district play. But, you're talking about a district with traditional teams that have been making the playoffs the last several years: Cedar Ridge, Round Rock, Vista Ridge, and several others. That it's and some up-and-coming teams. Coach Hermes said Westwood is a team to really keep your eye on this year with some of the guys they have coming back and what they've got coming this season. So Vandergrift, of course, always a power. So it should be a fun one this year, and it's going to be a fight for the playoffs in this district. But first, we get to non-district play, and we'll kick off the season here. As we line up, it looks like Del Valle will get the ball first. They will be moving left to right to the south as you watch and listen here on the broadcast tonight. McNeil wearing the white uniforms with the blue numerals trimmed out in a green color and the dark blue helmets. To kick it away, it is Bryce Wilson running up on it. He puts boot to leather. It is end over end, and we are underway in the 2023 season. A fair catch called for and made at the 6-yard line by Donovan Douglas, and that'll bring the football out for the Del Valle's first possession to the 25.
That was a solid kick by Bryce Wilson, pinning Del Valle back to their own territory.
Del Valle will take it over at the 25 on the fair catch. Looks like big number 8 for Del Valle will be the starting quarterback. That's Nasir Arjwan. He's got Donovan Douglas in the backfield to his left. 2 receivers on the right, 1 to the left for him as well. 3 down linemen for McNeil in that 3-3-5 stack. They'll bring a man on the stunt. Blitzing inside. A screenplay set up. Caught at the 25. Back across the 30. And to the 35 and a first down for Del Valle goes the receiver. I believe that was Cannell Hodges, the running back.
That was great blocking by the Del Valle offensive line. They executed the screen perfectly.
Well done screen pass. You know they've been working on that all offseason. Getting ready for the first play of the year. Something positive. McNeil getting in the backfield and really nice, like you mentioned, good blocking downfield as well there for Del Valle. So it's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Cardinals with a handoff up the middle. He's met in the backfield, pulled it away, and the quarterback sneaking out the left side. Nasir Arjwan is able to make something out of nothing because, I'll tell you what, a smart pull that I didn't see at first. I thought there was going to be a stack up for a loss of 2. Instead, it's a gain of about 4 or 5.
And Nasir Arjwan showing early that he can use his legs to get some yards, and he has great vision to be able to bounce outside and make something out of nothing.
2nd and about 6 here as we are just underway in Veterans Memorial Stadium at Del Valle. Del Valle with the first possession of the season. They are in the red uniforms, the white pants, and the white helmets. There's a handoff over the left side. That goes to Cannell Hodges, and he is stacked up around the line of scrimmage after a short gain. Here comes 3rd and 5.
The first play of the game, Del Valle had number 3 Donovan Douglas in the backfield and then motioned him out. And the next 2 plays, he's been in the slot. Looks like a versatile option for the Cardinals.
Del Valle taking their time, getting play calls in. 15 seconds left on the play clock here. 3rd down and 5. They need about the 48-yard line. Split backfield, now spinning a man out. That's Donovan Douglas. Fake handoff, Arjwan to his right. He'll throw it. He's got a man, and that is caught in between defenders in McNeil territory at the 48-yard line. Kevin Meeks, the man to come down with it. And I'll tell you what, credit Arjwan with a nice throw because that was stacked in about a 5-yard box between a couple of defenders.
It was a great throw, and it was a great route by Kevin Meeks. And Arjwan just put it right where it had to be on the sideline. He threw it right as Meeks broke out of his route.
It won't count, though. Illegal man downfield is the call on the field. That'll erase the first down. And tell you what, this gets in that hidden yardage category that you don't really see too much. You got to kind of keep track of in your mind and if you can on paper. That's going to be a 5-yard loss, but more importantly, it takes away a first down and makes it 3rd and 10.
And that's a great break for this McNeil defense.
Well, McNeil, they like to bring heat. That's what they want to do this year. We'll see how they design some pressure here on 3rd and 10. You got to be careful with a guy like Arjwan, though, in the backfield because Nasir Arjwan, we've already seen it tonight, he can move a little bit. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Del Valle. Arjwan calls for it, drops straight back. Man coming right up the middle. He breaks 1 tackle, shakes a second, now gets up the middle. He's freeing off across to the 40. Trying to cut to the corner, tackled down at the 42-yard line. Well short of the first down as it was Caden Petty, the linebacker, chasing him down. And that'll be a punt time for Del Valle.
Number 40, Tony Shanahan, busted through the offensive line, and he wasn't able to get Arjwan. But he stayed with the play, kept pressuring him from behind, and credit to this defense for getting the stop.
So after the opening screen pass, first down, Del Valle not able to get anything else. The penalty on 3rd down conversion really hurt him there. McNeil to get the football as the punt is away. It is a flat punt, fielded at about the 34. You're going to let it bounce and now just run away from it there. Aiden Taylor thought about stepping to catch it and then decided to do better. Maybe taking one back, just make sure you don't make the mistake there in the early part of the game. It's down at the 25-yard line. And now McNeil will take over for the first time tonight with 9:42 left to go in the opening quarter. We'll see how the Mavericks come out with the sophomore at the controls. It's going to be Jaden Soltz. He's got a pretty experienced offensive line in front of him. It's anchored down there by the left tackle, and I'm sorry I just missed it, but anchored down there by Judson Cook, all-district player. Man goes into motion. That's the tight end switching across, Nicholas Valls. Handoff from under center, straight up the middle, dancing through the hole, out to the 35-yard line goes Joshua Williams, the all-district newcomer of the year. And that's a quick first down. They're going to go fast from under center again. Another handoff up the middle. Williams, patient in the backfield. He's got 7 yards. Out to the 42. And here, Del Valle, you heard Coach Hermes say in the pregame, he's going to go fast. But you don't usually see speed from under center like this. Play to play. Another one. Right up the middle, into the pile. Pickup of 2 for Joshua Williams. Here comes third down and a yard.
Joshua Williams have had 3 good runs in a row right behind the experienced offensive line. They're just going to pound it down the middle until they can stop them.
Into the pistol for the first time. Jaden Soltz looking over to the sideline for the call on 3rd and 1. Goes back under center, and it's a quarterback sneak up the middle. That's across the 45. Plenty for a first down out to the 47 and a pickup of 3.
Look how much push the offensive line got.
They're exploding off the ball here on this first drive, getting down the field a yard or 2 off the ball every time. And early going, it's the first time I've really seen Joshua Williams play. I love his patience letting a play develop. You don't see that out of a high school player that often, especially just a junior. Here to the shotgun now. Hand off to Williams over the right side. He's got a hole to work with. Gets around the right end across the 50 and tackled down at the 49. Man, he was about 1 or 2 steps away from really breaking one. Instead, he settles for a gain of about 4.
Yeah, you said his patience, and he's a smooth runner. He runs downhill, and you know, last year against Del Valle, he had 175 yards on the ground, and it looks like that's their game plan this year.
Well, you also got a sophomore quarterback making his first high school start in Jaden Soltz, so a chance to get him into the game flow, but some run game and establish that early. Soltz with his first pass. It is caught on a little screen out to Joshua Williams, and he's tackled immediately, a loss of a yard there.
That was a good read by Soltz, not forcing it to number 9, Zach Christie, on the slant, and just dumped it off to his experienced back.
Well, here comes 3rd down and 7. Just shy of midfield is where the McNeil Mavericks will set up for this one. 3 wide receivers to the right. And it is a fake handoff, throw to the far side on the slot screen. Breaking a couple of tackles is Bo Baker. Looked like the ball might have gotten on the ground there late on the play. McNeil comes up with it, but Baker's about 2 yards shy of a first down. So it's decision time here for Coach Scott Hermes. He's going to go for it. 4th down and 2 from the Del Valle 45. And false start goes against the McNeil Mavericks. Looked like Keave Myers jumped early. Couple of steps off the ball. And now it's going to bring the punt team on now for McNeil. After a 4th and 2 opportunity turns into 4th and 7.
That's an unfortunate break for this McNeil offense. They'll get a chance to pin the Cardinals deep. And it was a solid first drive outside of that penalty. It did look like the ball came out. They were fortunate to recover.
Punt team now out there. Bryce Wilson does the kicking and the punting for this McNeil football team. A low snap. He's able to field it and gets it away, and it is a short one. High end over end. He had pressure coming. It's going to take a huge Del Valle bounce, and it's finally fielded at the 42. And a net punt of about 8 yards there for McNeil. So Del Valle is going to get great field position to start this drive. Setting up at their own 42-yard line with 6:43 to go in the opening quarter. First time the Cardinals touched the ball, 4 plays. They got a first down on the opening play of the game, a screen pass. They had another first down on a 3rd and 5 conversion, but it was called back. and ended up having to punt.
And it's number 20, Canell Hodges in the backfield for the Cardinals. I've been told he's a leader of this team on and off the field.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Ball on the left hash mark, and movement there for Del Valle. The entire McNeil defense was pointing it out to the referees. Something you see a lot of here in the early weeks, Ike, it's pre-snap penalties, procedures, small things that you get one scrimmage, right? So there's just not a whole lot of live practice with officials out there calling the game.
And we saw it with Del Valle, and we just saw it with the McNeil line on the hard snap count, and just small technical things that need to be ironed out.
Yeah, each team already with at least one pre-snap penalty. It is 1st and 15 now for Del Valle from their own 37-yard line. Man goes in motion. There's a handoff. Stutter step up the middle. Breaks through the first tackle, but not the second. Canell Hodges on the carry. Couple of McNeil Mavericks there. A late flag comes into play, too. Bobby Holland in on the tackle. And we'll see what the laundry's out there for. Runner got out to about the 40-yard line for a 3-yard gain. Personal foul, face mask against McNeil. So this will be a 15 yards and an automatic first down at the end of the run.
And that's a great break for Del Valle here. You know, I want to talk about Bobby Holland for a little bit. You know, he was the All-Flex ATX team finalist last year for this defense. And watch for him to make plays later on in the game.
Yeah, he was in on that last play, I do believe. 1st and 10 for Del Valle. First time they've snapped the ball inside McNeil territory in this football game. Quarterback Nasir Arjwan talking to one of his receivers. He'll roll to the left. Quick snap throw that far on the tunnel screen, and it goes nowhere. Ian Nieves, I do believe, was the man there quickly on the tackle for the McNeil Mavericks, and a loss of a couple of yards.
That's exactly what this defense needed after giving up the 15-yard penalty. Nieves setting up the tone. He made a break to the ball real fast. That was a great play. He was flying around.
Officially no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Ball on the left hash mark here for Del Valle. The running back, Joel Jordan. Now they put a man in motion. It is a miscued snap in the backfield and taken down back there for a huge loss. Jarrett Black, the linebacker, taking advantage of the mistimed snap. Donovan Douglas was coming in motion and just couldn't get his hands on it right. It's a 10-yard loss, and it's 3rd and 20.
And they've used Donovan Douglas in motion a couple times. But, yeah, credit to this defense. Sort of stalling the drive. Let's see if they can get a stop. They've got him at 3rd and 20 right now.
Well, it's all about not making the huge mistake now if you're McNeil. At 3rd and 20, 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. No score between the Mavericks and the Del Valle Cardinals. Two receivers on each side, and timeout called by Del Valle. Opening quarter of the ball game, no score right now. Brad Tiller, Yankee Kohler here with you from Veterans Memorial Stadium in Del Valle. Del Valle with their 2nd possession of the game. They took the opening kickoff, got a first down, had to punt. McNeil with a couple of first downs on the ground before stalling out. They had a 4th and 2, but a penalty pushed them into a punt situation, and now Del Valle is 1 first down on a penalty, and now they are sitting at 3rd and 20 as we sit here close to sunset in the outskirts of Austin. It's a hot one out there, folks. We were down on the field pregame, man, and it's still over 100 degrees baking down there while these guys were warming up. It's still the sun's going down, but I'm sure it's still quite warm out there. I'll take the air-conditioned press box.
I like the way this defense is flying around. Their cornerbacks aren't giving the receivers really any space, and Del Valle hasn't been able to get the passing game going too much.
Yeah, McNeil will often run 3 safeties at one time out there, which gives them a little more speed out there on defense. Here's 3rd and 20. The man goes in motion. Instead, it's a handoff up the middle and stacked up at the line of scrimmage nowhere to go for the Del Valle running back. I believe it was Kevin Meeks with the carry. And several McNeil Mavericks there on the tackle. Here comes a punt.
It looked like Marshall Holland was in on it, as well as number 40, Tony Shannon. And what a great way to get momentum going for your offense.
Well, punt time here for Del Valle. McNeil will send Aiden Taylor back, the sophomore, for the return duties. Oh, that nearly got blocked. Instead, it's a line drive to Taylor. He's able to run up on it, field it. He's across the 35 to the 40, breaks a tackle out to the 43-yard line. Nice little 13-yard return there for him. And McNeil gets good field position to start this drive with 4:04 to go in the opening frame.
Aiden Taylor showcasing his speed, and right there he was able to slip past a couple tacklers and get a nice return going. I liked how number 20, Marshall Holland, he almost was able to block the punt. I mean, he was going full force back there.
Second offensive drive of the game for McNeil, and for the first time we see Jarrell Gary at quarterback. He's going to split time between wide receiver and QB this year, split back to the backfield with him. Gary with a handoff over the right side. That's Joshua Williams down the right sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds, but not before picking up about 7 yards into Del Valle territory at the 48.
He was able to turn the corner and pick up some yardage. It was Philip Mara for Del Valle coming over from linebacker to shove him out of bounds.
Tell you what, I love Joshua Williams' shoes. He's got the bright green neon kicks out there on. It's easy to identify him. I love it. Second down. Is there a flag down? A late hit? I'm not quite sure here. Looks like we might have an injury timeout on the other sideline. I can't quite see what's happening. Or maybe an official's timeout. Oh, they're trying to fix the chains over there. The chain gang got banged into is what happened. And they are fixing that with the links. It's opening week for everybody. That's what I know. It still baffles me, too, with all the technology in the world, that we use chain links to decide how far a football goes. 2nd and 2 when we do come back. No score between the Cardinals and the Mavericks here at Veterans Memorial Stadium with 3:59 to go in the opening quarter of play. The lights have come on. By the way, if you've never seen a game here in Del Valle, really nice place to come see a game. They've done a lot of renovations around here. If you look actually kind of off in the distance just behind the seating area for the visiting team across the way, there's a full indoor practice facility. Locker rooms both on the other sidelines. If Del Valle scores, you'll see the lights go into like a strobe light kind of mode around here. It's a fun place to come catch a game. I've been lucky enough to do 2 straight years down here, now 3, to call a game. And the investment that they've put into this program and this school, it's been great to see.
And it's the investment they put in. It's evident in the amount of people that came out tonight, and the support behind this athletic program. They even have a little clubhouse and a patio where people can go watch the games.
That's the athletic director's office, like up there where that patio is, where people are hanging out. It's pretty amazing, man. That's a good job to have. And you're right about the crowd. The crowd here on the home sideline. And the McNeil sideline, too. There's a good amount of folks here. Second down, quick throw in the slot. That ball was low and then dropped. Incomplete to Aiden Taylor. Just a bit off the mark for Jarrell Gary. If he hit him in the chest, that's probably a first down and a whole lot more. Instead, it is 3rd down and about 3.
Yeah, Taylor had some space up the middle with that slant. The whole play just looked kind of off from the beginning.
3rd and 3 now. Gary takes the snap, hands it off to Williams up the middle. Big hole, bounces off of one tackle over the right side and bowls his way forward for a first down to the 44-yard line of Del Valle. Tell you what, Del Valle stepped up and closed that hole pretty quickly. But some hard running for Joshua Williams. Able to pick up the first down.
Did you see that cut outside he made?
Little jump. You can see why he's being recruited by Oklahoma pretty hard. Oh, there's a handoff. It's dropped on the fumble on the exchange. It looked like Williams was able to jump back on it. Save possession, but a loss of 2.
That's a second fumble we've seen from this McNeil offense, and they're fortunate to recover both of them. No harm done.
2nd down, 12 to go now for the Mavericks. Snap back. Gary to throw. He's got plenty of room. And he's going to tuck it and run. Out across the 45. Spins off a couple of tacklers. Able to keep his feet. And he's down to the 40-yard line. I don't know how he got out of that first hit, as he ran right into 2 Del Valle Cardinal players and still able to stay on his feet.
He's showing earlier that he's a tough kid and he's a great athlete. And he can run, too. He was clocked at a 4.7 40-yard dash.
Jarrell Gary at quarterback, 3rd down and a long 5. High snap, able to pull it down, looks to throw. It's a screen pass set up for Williams. It's set up well. He's out across the 30. That's a first down to the 26-yard line. And a nice pickup for the McNeil Mavericks, a 14-yard gain on the screen. Well designed.
And McNeil was giving Del Valle a taste of their own medicine with that screen pass right there. It was very, very well executed.
7th play of the drive here, 1st and 10 with split backfield. Gary hands it off this time over the left side, trying to cut up the sideline there. Looked like it was Lucas Zaccardi, that was not Zaccardi, that was Joshua Gaydon. My apologies there. The junior running back, he's able to pick up about 4.
And that was his first carry on the night.
Ball at the 22-yard line, just outside the red zone in the left hash mark. 2nd and 6. Rolling to his right. Gary looking to throw. Plants his feet. Now he's going to run up, get what he can. He picks up 3 into the red zone at the 19.
That was sort of a power QB run, and it was a good job blocking by his offensive line, allowing him to cut up field and get some space.
It kind of looked like a one-read throw that if it was there, great. If not, tuck it and run. Seemed like that was the idea there. Power formation here, even though they're in the backfield. Only 2 receivers there. Got Williams on the handoff. Cuts through a couple of defenders, stays on his feet, battles down to the 16, and this is going to be very close, and in fact, they'll give him the first down.
I think he got just enough, and it was great blocking by lineman Matthew Puente on the right side. He was able to seal off that corner.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mavericks at the 16-yard line. They can pick up another first down without needing to score here. 1:08 to go in the first quarter. A drive for McNeil that started at their own 44. We're on the 10th play of this march right now. Gary rolls to his left, looks to throw. He will fire towards the end zone. That ball is caught at the 3 on a little comeback route, and it's 1st and goal for the McNeil Mavericks. Zach Christie bringing it down.
That was a great route by Christie. The cornerback was covering him pretty well. He just made a great break.
Under center we go. Gary with the ball. 1st and goal. Handoff to Joshua. Up the middle. He is in. Touchdown McNeil Mavericks. Joshua Williams with the first score of the season.
That was a great touchdown. Joshua Williams able to cap it off with a 2-yard run. The play before that was a great throw by Jarrell Gary. He threw it as Christie was coming out of his break. And at the end of the first quarter, the Mavericks go up a touchdown.
Right here towards the end of the quarter, the extra point attempt by Bryce Wilson is up, and it is good. And your score with 37 seconds to go in the opening quarter of play. McNeil on the road takes a 7-0 lead over the Del Valle Cardinals after an 11-play, 56-yard drive that took just about 3.5 minutes off the clock.
McNeil was having their way with the Cardinals' defense that drive, relying on the speed of Joshua Williams and their offensive line, and that was a great drive by Jarrell Gary as well, sort of managing the offense.
7-0 McNeil, 11 plays on the drive. They put the ball in the air just twice, or 3 times, excuse me. 1 incomplete, 2 completions. The throw on the set up the 1st and goal was really a nice little route. And I'll tell you the thing you notice, it was sophomore to sophomore on the play. Zach Christie, a sophomore, one of those young guys that Coach Hermes was talking about, coming up to this team from that 10-0 freshman team, making an impact early. Jarrell Gary, who is going to split time at quarterback all year with a nice strike on the rollout throw. And then I'll tell you the other thing you love is the change of the tempo. They've been in shotgun most of the drive. Under center, real quick snap, hand it to your big running back, in for an easy score.
And it reminded me how the McNeil offense started the game in their opening drive, their tempo was very quick. And that's nice, switching up the tempo to keep the defense on their heels.
Bryce Wilson counts off his steps and gets set for this kickoff. 7-0 McNeil with the lead here towards the end of the first quarter. Boot to the leather. High end over end kick. Fair catch called for. It'll roll through the back of the end zone, and there's another touchback. Coach told me earlier in the week he really liked Bryce Wilson doing the kicking duties for his team this year. Felt he was going to be a weapon. And already 2 touchbacks off of kickoffs. And anytime you could stop the other team from even putting their hands on not worrying about a return, just take it at the 25 and put your defense out there. If you can drive the length of the field, good job.
And we saw last year when we were calling the Austin High games, their kicker was an amazing kicker, and it helps you win ball games.
Yeah, especially, having a strong leg kicker at this level especially, it's a luxury. You see a lot of high school football where kicking game, once you get outside 25, 30 yards, it gets a little iffy. So if you got a guy who can put his boot through one, it really does make a difference. It's 1st and 10 for Del Valle, third time they've had the football tonight. Ben Stewart, wrong roster there, my apologies. Nasir Arjwan is the quarterback, 3 receivers right. It's a handoff over the left side, and quickly swallowed up after a gain of about 2 is Cannell Hodges. Just several McNeil defenders there and just nowhere to run. Again, it looked like Bobby Holland was in on the tackle along with Marshall Holland.
And number 52, Jaden Wellmaker, broke through the left side of that line and really wreaked havoc from the beginning on that play.
2-yard gain on the play. Here comes 2nd down. 10 seconds left. See if they decide to snap it. No, they're just going to hold on. Wait till the end of the quarter, and that will be the first 12 minutes of football in the 2023 season. After 1 quarter of play, the McNeil Mavericks find themselves on top of Del Valle on the road, 7-0. We're back in just a minute with more. This is Round Rock ISD football, presented by Covert Ford on the iHSFAN network.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
Back here in Del Valle, we get set for quarter number 2 as I hit the wrong button on the thing here. Apologies, folks. Again, first week for everybody. We'll get it fixed, I promise you. Either way, 7-0 your score. Del Valle Del Valle trails the McNeil Mavericks as McNeil leads it here on the iHSFAN network. All right, Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford. It is 2nd and 8 for Del Valle. From their own 27, as we flip sides of the field, they'll head towards the north end zone, right to left as you watch and listen. Del Valle in the red jerseys, the white helmets, and the white pants. McNeil in the blue helmets, the white jerseys, and the white pants. 2nd down, 8 to go. Nasir Arjwan, the quarterback, takes a snap. Heat coming from up the middle. It's a delayed handoff, and all the way up the middle across to the 45, still on his feet, into McNeil territory, and that's enough for a first down for the running back, Cannell Hodges. All the way out to the McNeil 48-yard line, and a gain of 25 on the play.
And it looked like there were a few Mavericks who got him down, but Keegan McBride was one of the main ones. That was a great run by Hodges. Really the first explosive play we've seen out of this Del Valle offense.
Yeah, they beat the blitz with the run up the middle, but that little bit of a delay on the handoff was just enough to throw off the timing of the blitz. Another handoff. Hodges takes that one over the right side. Stiff arms one man. Shake and bake out to the 35 before he's submarine. But that's another first down out there for Del Valle. Number 34, Caden Patty, making the tackle.
And just like that, Del Valle's gained 40 yards in 2 plays.
12-yard gain there after the 26-yard gain on the previous play. Hodges stays in at running back. Arjwan with 3 receivers left and 1 to the right. He will throw, screen pass out to the left side. Ball is bobbled, nearly picked off, and instead hauled in by Kevin Meeks. Whew. It was Ian Nieves, who nearly got in there and took that ball off of Meeks' hands. I said it was Nieves. My apologies. It was Keegan McBride who nearly got in there and took it off his hands and went the other way.
McBride came screaming in there, and he was ready to take it to the house the other way. Then Meeks snagged it away from him, took it back, made a play out of it.
Second down, 8 to go after the 2-yard gain. That was Del Valle making something out of nothing there. Now we have another official's timeout. Several of these so far today. The McNeil band in full form across the way with the cheerleaders as well, dance team over there. Nice little crowd coming in from McNeil today. It's always nice, being in a town like Austin in the area here. You can schedule some really good games, especially in 6A, in the non-district space, without having to travel an hour, 2 hours in the non-district space, right? You can get some good contest, some great competition, and everybody can still come see everybody play without having to take an afternoon off of work to make the drive.
And teams sort of on the outskirts of Austin, like Del Valle or like Cedar Park or Westlake, who, it's great competition for Austin schools.
Well, waiting to see what the call is down here. There's a conversation between the coaching staffs and it looks like the Del Valle coaching staff and the referee. I think they're trying to tell something to the press box, and I don't know what. Could be an issue with the PA system. Could be an issue with communication. I don't know. Well, this is a long conversation over there with the referees and the coaching staffs.
I don't think it's a play clock issue.
Yeah, I don't either. Well, Del Valle's going to huddle up here. I don't know if we're getting ready for play or not. They're still motioning to the press box, and I believe we're about ready to go. There we go. Clock's back in session. Maybe it was a clock situation. I really don't know. Either way, 17 seconds on the play clock for Del Valle. They're just now getting into the huddle as Nasir Arjwan will break the huddle with 10 seconds to go. It is second down and 8. Ball on the left hash mark from the 33. 4 seconds on the play clock. Down to 3. They got to snap it. Cardinals send a man in motion. They do get it off just in time. Fake the handoff on the motion. Instead, it goes up the middle for Hodges. He's out to about the 29-yard line for a pickup of 4. Third down and 4 on the way.
It was number 42, Bobby Holland, coming in from the cornerback to stop Hodges. Hodges has had a great drive.
Yeah, he's been the entire offense, really, for Del Valle this drive, except for 2 yards. Third and 4. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Hodges stays in the backfield. There's a handoff to him, being chased down from behind, and he is stacked up at the 28, met right in the chest by Marshall Holland. The sophomore steps up for the huge tackle on third down, and that'll bring up fourth down and about 3.
Another sophomore making a play, and now it's decision time for the Mavericks. For the Cardinals, and it looks like they're staying on the field to go for it.
Kind of in no man's land here. It's about a 46-yard field goal. If Del Valle decides to kick it, I would imagine they're probably going to go. They do heavy set formation. Looks like a wildcat, old school wildcat formation. Michael Dent, the sophomore tight end linebacker, is taking the snap. Coach Hermes did not like what he saw there and immediately called timeout, running in from the other sideline.
Coach Hermes mentioned in the pregame interview in week 1 there's not a lot of film to go off of, maybe a couple scrimmages here and there, but that was one of the wrinkles that he said was going to get thrown his way, and he didn't like it. No biggie, just call a timeout, get his defense ready for the formation.
Yeah, not often you see a tight end linebacker in there at quarterback to take the direct snap on a 4th and 4. But that's what Del Valle just threw out there. It was Tell you what, it'll raise your eyebrows for sure if you're on the other sideline.
Especially when they saw Nasir Adwan exit the game. He wasn't even on the field for Del Valle.
Each team has used one timeout so far. 9:04 to go in the first half. 7-0 McNeil with the lead here as we are on the road at Del Valle. We'll catch you up on some scores here in a little bit, too, from around the area.
It looks like Del Valle's coming out in the same formation.
Well, here they go. Heavy formation with Dent taking the snap. It is student body right as he stretches it towards the sideline, and he is chased down, spun out of bounds, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Well defended by the McNeil Mavericks, just stringing it out to the right side and ultimately getting the stop as the Mavs will take over.
It looked like it was Tony Shanahan, number 40. He was able to get him out of bounds. The right defensive end did a good job of containing and not letting Michael Dent, run around the corner, and that's what this Mavericks defense needed to get the ball back in their hands of their offense, and their offense is moving right now. It's got a rhythm to it.
Yeah, McNeil last drive just went 56 yards on 11 plays for the touchdown, and here they take over again. Chance to extend this lead. Remember, these two teams played in the opener last year. This is the 6th straight year this has happened. McNeil won this game pretty handily last year, 49-13. Split backfield. Looks like Jason Soltz is back in at quarterback. Man in motion. They will throw a little bubble screen. It is intercepted as Del Valle picks it off. Just stepping up in front of the play was Coleman Patman. Read that very, very well and picks off Soltz.
They had a runner go in motion to sort of get the defensive back's eyes off the bubble screen, but it was a great read by the defensive back, and the play was pretty much blown up from the beginning.
Yeah, Patman, I think he's the coach's son, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he is. So, you probably see some things maybe that, get some extra film work at home, whatever the case may be. But a really nice read there for Coleman Patman.
He was actually offered by Kansas State this summer. He's a great player.
Well, here's Del Valle taking over the first time, thrown over the middle and behind a receiver intended for Donovan Douglas. And Nasir Arjwan rolling to his right and kind of threw across his body. It's incomplete. Here comes second down.
And he was being pressured by Jaden Wellmaker once again, getting into the backfield. The throw was behind the receivers, off balance, and lucky it wasn't intercepted. But now with the Del Valle interception, they're right where they were on 4th down just a couple minutes ago.
Second down and 10 from the 23. Low snap. It's handed off up the middle to Hodges, who gets out across the 15. He's down to about the 12. That should be enough for a first down, and it is.
I like how Hodges is running. It takes 2 or 3 defenders to bring him down each time.
Chance for Del Valle to tie this thing up here in the second quarter. 8:35 to go. Arjwan with Hodges to his left. Calls for the snap, hands it off to Hodges. Over the right side, makes the first man miss. Lowers his shoulder, spins off the tackle. He's inside the 5 down near the goal line, and a late flag comes in as well. We shall see what that's about. The flag is a hold against Del Valle. That'll come back. Would have put Hodges and the Del Valle offense at the 1-yard line. Instead, this ball is going to get marched back from, I believe, the spot of the foul. Are they going to mark it from the line of scrimmage? Nope, the spot, so it'll be the 17. Is where it officially gets set.
That's the first holding penalty of the night. But even though there was a hold, it was still a great run by Hodges.
Yeah, he's really gotten
shifty
into this game. You can see it. He's got some moves. He and Joshua Williams actually pretty similar in their running style. They get downhill, they're going to spin off guys, they're going to run some guys over, and he's fun to watch. First and goal now from the 17. Actually, first and 15. Del Valle can get a first down inside the 2. Arjuan rolling to his left, looks to throw, incomplete. He was intending that pass for Damari Hunt Tyler, but tell you what, he was surrounded by about 4 or 5 McNeil Mavericks there.
And he was pressured by the left defensive end, Darren Powell, getting into the backfield. He shoved us here, after the throw, and it was a great play.
Second down, 15 to go here. 7:49 in the opening quarter, or the opening half rather, left. McNeil's defensive backs really playing up on the line of scrimmage here. No breathing room. There's a handoff up the middle to Hodges, taken down by the feet. Kind of ridden down, just held on for dear life. I think it was number 42 sneaking in there, Bobby Holland, to make the tackle. Back to the original line of scrimmage at the 12, and it's 3rd and 10 from the 12-yard line. Del Valle in no rush here. You're seeing more and more of this, too, around high school and college football, where it was go fast, go fast, go fast. Now, teams are taking a little more time than they have in the last few years, making sure the right plays are getting in and kind of readjusting to the power game, too, over the last few years. Arjuan with a quarterback keeper on the draw up the middle, dances around, stays on his feet, and officially gets out to about the 5-yard line. Man, he made about 3 or 4 players miss, but he's still 3 yards shy of a first down. And decision time here for McNeil.
Arjuan showing that, the dude can move. He saw it. It was a circus run. We mentioned in the pregame, McNeil, they were going to bring the pressure, and on that play, they certainly did. They came in off the edge, simple sidestep. And
Manuel Guevara, the field goal attempt here from about 24 yards. It's blocked. It is blocked by McNeil. The ball is loose. Officially recovered by Del Valle, but a nice job by the McNeil Mavericks. Cameron Green shooting in there, getting his paws on it, and Del Valle will be held off the scoreboard.
And that means Del Valle is 0 for 2 from the red zone. McNeil able to make a stand both times, and Cameron Green, I didn't see if he came off the edge or through the middle, but he was able to get his hands up.
It looked like he came right up the middle, from what I could tell. Block field goal there for McNeil, and a huge block at that. Keeps it 7-0. The Mavericks with the football at their own 30. And I'll tell you what, they were really close to picking that one up and going the whole other way. Fake handoff. Schultz with a throw out to the left side. It's incomplete. He had a man wide open in Dayron Calhoun with plenty of space to run in the slot and just threw it behind him.
And that's the first time Dayron Calhoun has been targeted tonight. He led the team in targets last year. I'd expect for him to get more targets as the game and the season goes on. And
I do like what Coach Hermes and the offensive coordinator there, Mike Reynolds, did, though, immediately putting the ball back in the hands of Schultz to throw it after the interception. There's a little screen, our slot screen on the inside. On the slant, it is caught, and out to the 40-yard line goes Gerald Gary. That should be enough for a first down. He throws the interception on the last drive. First 2 plays of this drive, back to the air, trying to build some confidence in your young sophomore quarterback. There's a handoff up the middle. Whew, and a hard run for about 8 yards for Joshua Williams.
And I like how the offensive coordinator did that too, instilling confidence in the young man, telling him, hey, it's okay to make mistakes. Just go out there and do you and compete.
Fake handoff. Scrambling around in the backfield now is Jaden Schultz. And Schultz just gets back to the line of scrimmage no more.
That was a good job by Schultz of just trying to make it back to the line of scrimmage, and that play could have been a sack and easily in a loss of 5 or 6 yards.
Actually gave him a yard there, so it's 3rd and 1. They need the 50 for a new set of downs. Do the McNeil Mavericks? Looked like Del Valle jumped. They did. It's a free play here for McNeil. Schultz looking to throw. He is taken down from behind. Looked like he got a face mask in there as well. His helmet came off. And several flags come in late. And this will definitely go against Del Valle. I believe they were offside to begin. And then the face mask ripping of the helmet off of Soltz, too. So the offsides will be negated, but you'll take the 15-yard penalty in the first down.
Was that Soltz's helmet that came off?
Yeah, that was Soltz's helmet that came off. It got ripped off. He'll get to stay in for the next play because it was ripped off of his head, but that's 15 yards and a first down.
The defensive line was swarming in like a sharks on prey.
Yeah, it was going to be a first down no matter what because of the offside penalty, but you'll take the extra yardage there as the ball gets put into Del Valle territory at the 36. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left for Soltz. Ball right between the hash marks. He's got Williams in the backfield with him. Looks to throw deep down the left sideline. A high pinpoint ball, and it's incomplete. Trying to go up top in a jump ball out there for Ben Stewart. 2nd down and 10. First time we've seen McNeil try to stretch the field. Everything else has been pretty much within about a 5-yard radius of the line of scrimmage.
And that goes for both teams, too.
Yeah. 4:59 to go, opening half of play. McNeil driving, trying to expand their 7-0 lead. Handoff up to Williams. Into the pile he goes, picks up just a couple of yards out to the 34.
And Ben Stewart is another lengthy sophomore receiver. We got Chrissy and Ben Stewart out there.
Yeah, Stewart's one-on-one to the top of the screen. Everybody else is near side. It's 3rd and 8. Setting up a screen, a little bubble screen inside. It's complete to Gary. He's across the 30 to the 25, out to about the 21-yard line. It's a first down, and Jarrell Gary with a nice little screen and go. There's a flag down. We'll see what it is. The question's going to be, was McNeil and the offensive line a little too far down the field? They're pointing like it's coming back. No flag. First down. They picked it up.
That would have been the second illegal man downfield penalty of the night. But that's a second reception by Gary on this drive. He's put some life into the passing game.
8th play of the drive. 3 first downs here for McNeil. They spot it just outside the red zone at the 21. Low snap. Schultz picks it up, throws towards the end zone, down the left sideline. It is in and out of the hands, incomplete. Intended out there for Ben Stewart again. Almost pulled that one down.
He nearly corralled it. It hit his hands, and it wasn't a bad throw by Soltz at all. And you mentioned, he had one-on-one coverage over the top. They might go back to him later on in this drive.
Yeah, you can tell the coaching staff is trying to get their sophomore quarterback a little confidence here. Split receivers this time. Drops back to pass. Rolling left. Soltz will throw towards the sideline. This time he's got a man. It's caught at Stewart. And he gets it near the sticks. That's going to be close to a first down, about a yard shy at the 12-yard line.
And that was a great tackle by number 24, Miles Jackson, and a great play call as well. He was backing up, defending the deep ball, run a nice little curl route under his nose.
3rd and 1, McNeil going a little bit of pace here. Looked like Del Valle jumped offside again. Free play to the end zone. Now it's blown dead. Did he make contact when he came across, or is this against McNeil? If he made contact with the lineman, then it's a dead ball, but it's a first down. The right end definitely jumped. I just don't know if he was drawn off. Here comes the official word. It's false start against McNeil. So the penalty pushes the Mavericks back to the 17. And what was 3rd and 1 is now 3rd and 6.
We haven't seen Joshua Williams run the ball in 4 or 5 plays. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to him here, even though it's 3rd and 6.
Yeah, you'd think you're in field goal territory with the like of Bryce Wilson. Seen his kickoff touchback so far. Third, 6, they will throw. Schultz looking to his left. Throws across the middle. It's tipped up. It is intercepted at the 6. Picked off by the Del Valle Cardinals. Now they say it's incomplete. It was trapped. Michael Dent looked like he might have come down with it, and instead it's incomplete. So McNeil dodges a bullet, and we'll get a chance to have a field goal attempt here.
And they were targeting Stewart coming across the field. The throw was a little high, but it hit his hands, and fortunately for McNeil, they get a chance to kick a field goal right here.
34-yard field goal attempt here for Bryce Wilson. Just inside the left hash mark. Snap down. The hold is good. The kick is up. It is high. It is long. It is true. And with that, the McNeil Mavericks extend their lead to 10-0 with 3:46 to go in the opening half.
That was a methodical drive by the Mavericks. Gary, as far as receiving goes, was a big part of that drive. He had a couple 10 to 15-yard receptions, and it looked like that kick had a little bit of extra leg on it.
Yeah,
this
really
kid can really kick.
It really did. 10 plays, 53 yards on the drive. Took about 2 minutes and 32 seconds off the clock. 10-0 your score in favor of McNeil here on the iHSFAN Network. So glad to have you along. Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford. And I'll tell you, the thing we really didn't talk a whole lot about in pregame, Mikey, but it's showing already. This McNeil defense, couple of times, 4 games last year, gave up less than 20 points. And you're seeing that again tonight. One of those teams they held below 20 was Del Valle during the season last year. And, you know, a more experienced defense this year, along with the play they had last year. We keep talking about it. Of the 8 losses, 5 of them were by a touchdown or less, including one in overtime at the end of the season. So it's not like this is an inexperienced team that's coming back with not a whole lot of talent. There's some talent here. Now you've got that infusion of sophomores coming in and joining the team too. It's starting to show.
And this team has the makings. They could be special.
Long kick, end over end, fielded at the goal line. This time they'll bring it out. It's Kevin Meeks with the return. Stutter steps, and he won't even make the 20. That's why you got to fair catch it sometimes. I know you want to make a play, but kind of lost 5 yards there by not taking the fair catch. They will mark the ball right at the 20 with 3:40 to go in the opening half of play. Longest drive for Del Valle so far was their 3rd drive of the game, where they took over at their own 25, got all the way down to the McNeil 29 before stalling out on a turnover on downs. They have been inside the red zone. That was on the last time they touched it, but they also took over at the McNeil 24 when doing that. But a blocked field goal stopped it. Arjuan takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. Hard run across the 25, still on his feet to the 28, 29-yard line there. I believe that was Joel Jordan. It was, the junior running back. He picks up 9 yards on the play.
When Del Valle has ran the ball, their offensive line has done a good job of getting pushed with allowing the running back to get space.
Send a man in motion. That's Donovan Douglas. Fake handoff. They'll find Douglas on the little flare out to the right side. He's got plenty for a first down. He's chased out of bounds at the 36. Pushed out by, I believe, Ben Stewart was out there, the man to push him out.
They brought Douglas out of the backfield in motion on the play before, too, and this is the first time tonight they've utilized him.
My apologies, by the way. That was Christian Reyna making the play. First down, though, after the 6-yard gain. Ball spotted at the 35. Del Valle looks like they're trying to run a little 4-minute offense here to run the clock down, get some points, and go to the half with 2:58 left. Fake handoff. Arjuan keeps it over the left side. He's got room to roam. Out across the 40. Dances to the 44 before he's pushed out of bounds. Reyna again making the tackle, but that's 10 yards and a first down. Back-to-back first downs rather now for Del Valle on the drive.
The McNeil defensive backs, particularly their linebackers and their safeties on the left side of the field, are doing a good job of keeping their heads up and watching the play and not letting our drawn turn the corner, just kind of forcing them to the outskirts of the field.
Yeah, Del Valle's trying to get the ball in space now. You can really see it here. There's a handoff at the middle, and whoo, hit immediately. Ball came loose. That ball is out. McNeil playing their way like they've got it, and they do. The McNeil Mavericks come up with a fumble recovery inside Del Valle territory at the 43-yard line. They came out with it. There still's been no official word from the guy whose opinion really matters, the man in the white hat down there, but the entire McNeil defense thinks they have it. There it is, the official word. McNeil with the turnover.
And you can see how fired up they are over there. It was number 42, Bobby Holland, who came in with the hit and forced a fumble. He had 2 forced fumbles last year and 15 tackles for loss. So this is a kid who makes plays on their defense. He's a veteran, and he's making an impact early. He's letting their offense set up shop across midfield.
2:38 to go. This could be huge for McNeil. Remember, they get the ball first to start the second half. Handoff Joshua Williams, and he is met when he got the football in the backfield. Ethan Wilrich shoots through and makes the tackle for a loss of 5.
He got off the line real well on that play.
2nd and 15. McNeil's going to be in no hurry to run this right now with 2:15 to go in the half. Remember, I just said they get the ball back in the next half. So even if nothing happens here points-wise, get out of here. You got a 10-0 lead and regroup at the half at the locker room. Straight handoff to Williams up the middle, and he barrels through the line. And a nice little gain there of about 9 yards to the 39-yard line.
Joshua Williams gashes their defense, gets him close to field goal range.
They go quick under center, another one to Williams up the middle. Good push from the offensive line. Williams bulls his way forward for a couple of extra, and he's really close to a first down. They mark him about a yard short. And it'll be 4th and half a yard. And timeout call by Del Valle. They want to talk this over. McNeil is absolutely going to go for it. I'll tell you what, when McNeil feels they've got something under center going with the running back and Williams, they're going fast. That's when the speed and the tempo really is coming for the Mavericks. It's when you see them get under center and just pound it right up the middle with Williams through right between the tackles. That's where it's going. At least that's what it appears like here in the first half.
And you could see on that last play, Del Valle had to call timeout because they had a player running on the field, and then he was trying to run off the field before they snapped it, so their coach had to call timeout to avoid a penalty. They're just putting pressure on this defense, and I like how the offensive coordinator, Reynolds, when he sees he's got something going, he is foot on the gas.
It's a little old-school power football at times, but I'll tell you what, it's working. And when it gets going, it's working.
And in this game, their offensive line is allowing them to do that.
Right at the half. Make sure you stick around for the halftime for just a bit. Unfortunately, we don't have a crowd mic tonight, as I'm sure you can tell. Just one of those things tonight. But what we are going to do is get you updated on scores from around the area, as it is 4th and about a foot and a half. Quarterback sneak. This is going to be close. Very, very close. It all depends on the spot, but I'm not sure they got it. And they didn't. Del Valle is given the spot. And it'll be 1st and 10 Cardinals from the 20, or with a minute and 24 to go here in the opening half.
It looked like Del Valle, they loaded up the line. They were expecting the sneak.
Now there's a man down for McNeil. Looks to be Roberto Reyes. We'll hope the young offensive lineman is okay. Del Valle, once we get back going, will take over from their own 34-yard line. With a minute and 24 to play. Good chance for McNeil, kind of spoiled there. They had the ball at their own 43 to start the drive. I'll tell you what really hurt was that opening play, that 5-yard loss on the first play of the drive that set them behind the chains and A couple of big runs from Joshua Williams made it close to where McNeil had a shot on 4th and goal, but the quarterback sneak just not enough of a push. Couldn't make it work. Good to report back, by the way, that Roberto Reyes is on his feet, walking off under his own power, if so gingerly. So that's good to see. First and 10 as Del Valle will take over, and it'll be interesting to see how they attack this with 1:24 to go in the opening half here. Man goes into motion. That's Donovan Douglas. Drops straight back to pass. Arjuan looks to set up a screen, and he does the smart thing and just spikes it right into the ground. It was well defended by McNeil. And credit to Nasir Arjuan for having the presence of mind to just spike it in the ground, save the down, and go to the next play. 2nd and 10.
He may have had Douglas out wide, but it was a clear screen pass from the get-go. Credit to Arjuan for sure.
Arjuan hands that one off up the middle. Big hole to run through for Hodges. And he is out into McNeil territory at the 43-yard line. Cannell Hodges with a bowling run actually to the 41 of McNeil, and that will give Del Valle a chance to put the foot on the gas and try to get some points here before the end of the half. 25-yard gain there. 1:06 to go in the first half. Arjuan drops straight back. Bull rush coming his way. Throws in between a couple of defenders, and it's caught. Holy, nice grab out there by Donovan Douglas, and an even better throw by Arjuan to stick that between several defenders. Just tip your cap there.
Arjuan placed that exactly where it had to go. Cameron Green was shifting back in coverage, and he almost grabbed that thing with one hand. But the receiver came down with it. It was a great play.
48 seconds to go in the half, clock ticking. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Fake handoff. No, they do hand it off to Hodges. He spins off of 1 tackle and then is stacked up inside the 20 at the 17. Del Valle has just 1 timeout to work with. They got to go faster. 33 seconds now to go. Del Valle has tried 1 field goal tonight. It was blocked. 10-0, McNeil leads. 22 seconds on the clock in the first half. Rolling to his right. Arjuan looking to throw. Cuts it upfield, and he is dropped down in the backfield as Marshall Holland comes up. The sophomore steps up and makes the tackle with 11 seconds to go in the first half, and Del Valle is forced to take a timeout. About a 7-yard loss on the play.
Marshall was fired up after that tackle. You could see it. He turned to his sideline. He turned to the fans. It was a great play, and now Del Valle is in a bit of a pickle. You know, do you send your field goal team out there?
I think you take 1 shot to the end zone. It's 3rd down. Take 1 shot to the end zone, and if it doesn't work out, then try to kick your field goal. I don't know if their kicker has the leg. We've only seen the block so far. We don't know what kind of leg he has. From here, it's about a 40-yard attempt. But I think if you're Del Valle, the smart thing to do here is try to just chunk one in the end zone and see if you can break one. Even if, remember, you get tackled before the clock runs out and it's a 1st down, the clock will stop. You can spike it and still get your field goal team out there too. So there's a couple of options to play with. 10-0 your score. McNeil leads over Del Valle here at Del Valle ISD Veterans Memorial Stadium on the campus of Del Valle High School, just near Coda. Not too far from. You can actually see the airport here from the back stands over here. If you turn around and look, you can watch planes fly in and out. It's kind of neat.
I saw planes flying in on my way here today. It was
5 receivers in the set. Arjuan drops straight back. A little bit of pressure coming. Rolls to his left. He will throw towards the sideline, and a tiptoe grab on the near sideline. A late flag comes in as well. Cameron Pinkley with the catch. Let's see what the call is. Did he step out and then come back to catch it? McNeil thinks it's against Del Valle with the way the players on the field are reacting. I think this could be illegal touching. Still 5 seconds on the clock as we await the call. And that's exactly what it was, illegal touching. So this will back Del Valle up. And now with 5 seconds to go, probably out of field goal range, just going to throw up a Hail Mary to the end zone and see if you can get lucky on the final play of the first half.
I think the penalties may have offset.
No, they're walking it back right now. I think the referee just pointed the wrong way the first time.
Even though there's a penalty, that was a great throw by Ardwan, just slinging it across the field towards the sideline.
Should be the final play of the first half. 5.5 seconds on the clock from the 34-yard line. Ardwan drops back, looks to throw, chunks one down the middle. He's got a man. That ball is caught at the 15. Inside the 10, spun down is Kevin Meeks, but the clock has hit zeros, and we are going to halftime. Your score after 24 minutes of football here in Del Valle. The McNeil Mavericks on the road with a 10-0 lead on the iHSFAN network. This is Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford. Back in just a minute as we recap the first half and get you set with some scores from around the area. Stay tuned, everybody.
Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. With stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good. Longtime McNeil parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility, and with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045. Visit Maze Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at mazestreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local. RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain, veteran owned and operated, serving Central Texas. For the last 10 years, residential and commercial services available, here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567.
Halftime in Del Valle, where the McNeil Mavericks lead the Del Valle Cardinals by a count of 10-0. Brad Tillery, Ike Kohler here with you from the broadcast booth as we are bringing you Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford all season long. And we'll have McNeil with you all year as well for this broadcast crew. Want to get you caught up on how everything's gone down so far in the first 24 minutes of football. Del Valle had the opening kickoff. They got a first down in the opening play of the game, but then were forced to punt. McNeil with a nice little drive. It stalled out around midfield. They also punted. Del Valle got the ball back. One first down, another punt before McNeil went on an 11-play march. It was capped off by a 3-yard touchdown run from Joshua Williams. 11 plays, 56 yards, 3:27 off the clock. That made it 7-0 in favor of the McNeil Mavericks. Then Del Valle got the football. They were able to start from their own 25, get all the way down to the McNeil 29, but a turnover on downs on 4th and short put McNeil back on the offensive side in the second quarter. However, first play of the drive, an interception thrown by McNeil's Jaden Soltz on a quick little bubble screen, and give all the credit in the world to the defensive player out there for the Del Valle Cardinals. And I'm trying to remember exactly who it was. It was, you'll have to help me remember here, it was Patman. Coleman Patman, the junior tight end defensive back, who made just a great read on the play, jumped the route, and was able to jump the bubble screen for interception. That put Del Valle at McNeil's 24 to start the next drive. They got a first down, backed up to a penalty, got all the way to the 5, were first to try a field goal, and then had it blocked, as it was McNeil coming right up the middle. I believe it was Cameron Green who got his hand on it, and that stopped the drive there. As for McNeil, they got their next drive all the way to the Del Valle 34 before being forced to a turnover. After that blocked field goal, I jumped ahead of myself. McNeil went on a 10-play drive that started at the Del Valle 30. It got to as deep as the 12 of Del Valle before a 34-yard field goal was good. 10 plays, 53 yards, 2:32 off the clock as Bryce Wilson connected on his field goal attempt. That made it 10-0. McNeil on the very next drive for Del Valle actually forced a fumble in Del Valle territory at the 45. It took over, but could not convert a 4th and short from the Del Valle 34. Del Valle would then drive down inside the McNeil red zone before halftime, but it stalled out there, and that is where we stand. 10-0 your score at the half. McNeil with the lead over the Del Valle Cardinals. And Ike, your observations and thought after 24 minutes of football.
I think it's been a great first half of football. Both offenses have had chances to put more points on the board than they have, and that's a credit to the defenses. For McNeil, Green blocked the field goal for Del Valle and kept him off the board. And then later in the first half, when Bobby Howland forced the fumble and gave the ball back to their offense, and I have to mention the running backs, Cannell Hodges for Del Valle and Joshua Williams for McNeil. They've been great on offense. They've really been the life of both offenses, being able to move the ball. Williams did have that touchdown early in the first half. As far as quarterback play goes for McNeil, Soltz and Gary have both done pretty well. Soltz did have that one interception, but I liked how Reynolds, gave him the reins on the next drive and let him sling it around.
Yeah, you mentioned that after that interception, the very next drive for McNeil on the offensive side, they had 10 plays. Half of them were in the air, just trying to get that sophomore quarterback of theirs and John Soltz and Jaden Soltz, a chance to build some confidence in Mike Reynolds, the new OC, with some easy passes for him to try to complete. Also, a couple of them that, and one of them was nearly caught in the end zone for a touchdown on about a 20-yard pass. But overall, an offensive performance so far for McNeil that it's leaned on the run game, rightfully so, with who they have coming back here in the backfield. And you can see the offense growing into the game as it's gone. But the defense has been stout all night long.
And McNeil's defensive line has been able to pressure the Del Valle offense. Ardoin, the quarterback, and he's shown that he can really throw it around as well. He's a shifty quarterback. He can run the ball. I mean, the dude runs a 4.7 40-yard dash. But yeah, I've been real impressed with the defensive play tonight. For most of the first half, McNeil's cornerbacks, they were playing tight on the line on the right receivers, and they were playing them up front, not giving them any space, and that shows that, yeah, we're going to go out here, we're going to defend you, and try to beat us. It shows confidence. I mean, there's 3 senior defensive backs out there who are experienced for McNeil, and they've put up a 0 on the scoreboard tonight so far.
All right, we're going to run you down some scores from around the area real quick before we take a break here for the half. Last night in action, Holland beat Burton 31-14. Belton over Hendrickson 35-27. Vista Ridge, a district opponent here, went down and beat Bowie 21-14. That's a nice win for Vista Ridge to start the year off in a battle of districts just like tonight. Same 2 districts those 2 teams play in these 2. So that was a fun little inter-Austin area rivalry. The most well-known Austin opening weekend rivalry every single year, the Taco Shack Bowl, as Anderson walloped McCallum 42-0 last night. Manor, a 39-26 win over LBJ. This is an LBJ team the last couple of years that has been stout, making deep playoff runs in Manor. A team that this McNeil team will see in just a few weeks picks up a nice win to start their season last night. Games going on in the third quarter. I cannot believe this might be accurate. Arlington and Lake Travis scoreless in the third. I would be shocked if that's an accurate score, giving Arlington Martin and Lake Travis's ability to put points on the board. Vandergrift a 20-0 lead over Dripping Springs. Wimberley all over Canyon Lake 37-0. Eastview with a 14-10 lead over Westwood. That game at the half, and that game, tell you what, that's an interesting scoreline because Westwood's a team we expect some really good things out of this year in this district. Let's see, Leander at the half. My goodness, Glenn, I should say, it's Glenn from Leander, losing to San Antonio Piper 53-0 at the break right now up in Leander. Also at halftime, Buda Hayes consolidated. They have an 8-0 lead over Aikens. Pflugerville, or this is Weiss, Weiss on top of Round Rock 21-7. Some thought this year that maybe Round Rock takes a step back, and maybe you're seeing that here early going in week 1. Frost with one of the best nicknames in all of Texas high school football. The Frost Polar Bears are leading the Bartlett Bulldogs 21-14. Granger on top of Hubbard 54-8. Austin and Stony Point in a battle 21-21 at the half right now at House Park. Good for Austin, a team that you and I have a little attachment to, right? We've seen them. We've called those guys the last few years. And
Stony Point was a good team last year.
Stony Point was a good team last year too. But I'll be honest with you, there's some heartstrings pulling for Austin up here in this radio booth after we spent some time with those guys, especially me the last couple of years doing play-by-play down there. So I'd like to see the movement happen in there. Geronimo Navarro 17-8 over Nova Soda at the half. Vandergrift, we mentioned, up on Dripping Springs 27-0. Oh, let's see. Cedar Creek trails Gonzales 34-5. Cedar Park a 15-0 lead over Cedar Ridge. That game's at the half. Leander and Pflugerville, they're playing a good one. 28-21 at the field. That game's at the half. Leander with the lead. We will see Pflugerville next week at the field in non-district play for McNeil. Lasso with a 20-0 lead. Let's see here. Connolly 7, Marble Falls 6. That game about to go to the break. Teague leads Rockdale 14-7. Thorndale trails Lexington 21-12. That game in the third quarter. Copperas Cove just getting drilled by Georgetown. 31-0 halfway through the third quarter there. Westlake over Ridgepoint 21-0. Columbus 47 getting 6. That game's at the half. Kyle Lehman in a defensive struggle with Bastrop 9-7 in the third quarter. Travis trails Smithville 23-0 at halftime. Johnson City at 36, 20-0 over Comfort. And Hutto, a 21-7 lead over San Marcos. That game looks like it's still in the first half. So that's your scoreboard update for right now around the area. We're still about 14 minutes away from the second half here. Unfortunately, we don't have a microphone to let you listen to the bands, or I would have shut up a long time ago. So what we will do instead is zoom out, let you watch them at least, and we're going to step aside, take a break for the next 14 minutes or so, come back for half number 2. The McNeil Mavericks with a 10-0 lead over the Del Valle Cardinals here at Del Valle ISD's Veterans Memorial Stadium. We'll be back in just a bit. This is Round Rock ISD Football, presented by Covert Ford. Back here for the start of half number 2 on opening night of the Texas high school football season. Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford coming your way. Brad Tillery and Ike Kohler coming to you from the campus of Del Valle High School and Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the McNeil Mavericks lead Del Valle by a score of 10-0. McNeil in the white uniforms and the blue helmets will get the ball first to start this second half as well, and a chance to extend the lead after a pretty nice little opening half. Some shaky moments, sure, for some of the young guys on offense, especially under center, but the defense really picking up some slack for McNeil, and we'll see if some halftime adjustments maybe get this offense moving a little more.
And if I'm Coach Reynolds, the offensive coordinator, I'm putting my foot down on the gas. It's important for the offense to put some points on the board, even if it's just a field goal, to keep the momentum, because even though they played a great first half, and it feels like, I mean, they have been winning this football game, but it's only a 2-possession game, and Del Valle has some playmakers on their offense with Hodges and their quarterback. You know, the game is within reach.
Yeah, you know, Nasir Arjwan, we've seen him get out of trouble several times at quarterback for Del Valle. So, yeah, you're right. It's a Del Valle team that's got a ton of talent on that offensive side and can strike quickly. So, for sure, a chance for McNeil here to maybe put some more distance between themselves and the Cardinals as we get set for half number 2. So glad to have you along on this opening night. Just remember, while you're out there watching, subscribe to the channel for iHSFAN. Subscribe to this specifically, and you'll get the alerts every week for when we go on the air, as the end-over-end kick is sent to the 10-yard line, fielded by the McNeil Mavericks, out to the 25, still on his feet. It's a foot race down the 40 on the left sideline. Cuts back over the 50, and into Del Valle territory goes Joshua Gaden, and a nice return sets up McNeil to start the second half at the Del Valle 43.
That return was fun to watch, and Joshua Gaden was showing off his speed. He wasted no time. He was just dicing through the kick return, and he has set up this offense at midfield. Joshua Gaden does one track for McNeil as well. He's an athlete. You know, he got second in the area track meet in the triple jump.
Yeah, you could tell he found that hole real quick and bolted right through it to Gaden, and a real good chance here for McNeil. As we start the second half, they will open up in Del Valle territory at about the 43-yard line. Jaden Soltz will be the quarterback. Actually, a penalty is added on to this, by the way. At the end of the play, 5 more yards. So this is going to be at the 38 officially to start the second half. Time called, as I believe the Del Valle coaching staff and sideline wants an explanation for what the penalty was. Either that or it's a clock issue. Yeah, the clock ran down. The clock says 11 minutes. It should say about 11:45. When I looked up after the end of the play, it was 11:45 is what I had written down. Second time tonight we've had a clock issue here in Del Valle to start the season. There we go. We're reset. McNeil with great field position to start this one here in the second half. And if you're Coach Hermes, this is probably exactly what you were drawing up coming out of the locker room. Get a good return. Maybe you weren't expecting that, but get yourself a good return and get the offense out there and moving. I wouldn't be shocked to see a heavy dose of Joshua Williams here to start this third quarter.
Him, those neon cleats.
I love them. There is a handoff to Williams up the middle, through a big hole across the 30, and he's down to the 27, 28-yard line. That should be just enough for a first down.
And then, as they're going hurry up here, that stiff arm was nasty.
They're not letting them hurry up. They're going to move the sticks first. So it is a first down, though. There's another handoff to Williams, and he's down to the 22. Pickup of 6 more. And let's see if they stay in there. In that quick formation now, there's a man down. Looks like Nicholas Valls, the man down in the backfield. He is a tight end, a senior. It's more of a blocking tight end for this team, but he does a lot of the dirty work down there for for McNeil. And he's laying down right around the 26-yard line right now, and we'll hope the young man is okay. just underway here in the third quarter. McNeil driving. And I'll tell you what, folks, I'm sorry if you're looking at our team at our screen. I messed something up when I set up the screen today. I'm going to try to get it fixed real quick. I just realized that the color scheme for our teams are backwards. I have McNeil as red and Del Valle as blue. It should be the other way, and I messed that one up. So I'm going to try to fix it if I can. We're using a new system for the scoreboard this year, and, well, I just kind of messed that one up a little bit. See if I can fix it here during the break or something. First off, though, a handoff to Williams as he gets back to the 22-yard line, a gain of 1. By the way, it did appear that Waltz was able to leave the field under his own power there. 3rd down and 4. I've said it a couple of times, and I say it with the scoreboard. Everybody's in week 1. 3rd and 4. Williams up the middle, pushes the pile. This is going to be close to a first down. And I think he's got enough to move the sticks. He does. He's down to the 18.
It's a favorable spot by the referee there.
McNeil goes fast inside the red zone here. It's a low snap, picked up alertly, and down inside the 10, still pushing his way forward, is Jaden Schultz. He's all the way down to the 3. A busted play on a bad snap, and Schultz is able to get 15.
How about that? Jaden Schultz, the defensive end, was staring him in the face, and Schultz just slipped right by him. In his freshman year, he ran a lot out of the read option. The kid can move, he can run, and showcased it there.
Under center he goes here, takes the snap. It's Williams up the middle. He is into the end zone. Touchdown, McNeil Mavericks, as they extend the lead to start the third quarter. His second score of the night for Joshua Williams.
And that drive had Joshua Williams' name written all over it. It was 5 or 6 plays. They all went to Joshua Williams. And it was really set up by the kickoff return, the great kickoff return that put him past midfield, and Joshua Williams just picked up where he left off.
With the exception of the busted play run from Schultz, every other play on the drive was Williams. But you're right, the extra point is good. You are absolutely right in pointing out the kickoff return to set up everything by Joshua Gated to start the second half. 10-12 to go in the opening, or the third quarter rather. 17-0. McNeil with the lead after a 6-play drive. Takes just 1 minute and 32 seconds off the clock and goes 38 yards. 17-0 McNeil with the lead, as I'll work to at least get the points fixed. And here in a minute, I'll promise you I'm going to work on the coloring.
And there are a few other track runners on the team too. It's not just Joshua Gaden. And you're seeing it on the field. It certainly helps having speed, having multi-sport athletes to stay active during the off season. And that will put McNeil up 17-0, and that's huge. You're up 3 scores, and we aren't even 2 minutes into the second half.
Well, McNeil will kick it away. Bryce Wilson to do the honors here. You're going to miss the scoreboard here for a second, folks. I apologize as I work on this back side and try to figure this thing out. I'm going to let Ike take over for just a second. He didn't know I was going to say that. First off, an end-over-end kick, high, sent deep into the night, fielded at the 7-yard line. Kevin Meeks with a return, little stutter step. He's out to the 24. Consistently all night long, McNeil on kickoffs has put Del Valle inside the 25.
That's the second time they've returned a kickoff tonight, and Meeks has been all over the field today. He's been making plays on the defensive side of the ball at cornerback. And, yeah, Del Valle, you get the sense that this is a really important drive for them. They got to get something going here so McNeil doesn't just run away with this thing. It'll be Nasir Adwan with with Cannell Hodges to the right of him in the backfield. You got 2 receivers out right and 1 down at the bottom of your screen. And here's a snap to Hodges, and he is wrapped up with a 4-yard gain.
Well, I appreciate the breather there, Ike, while we got the scoreboard fixed. 17-0 your score, McNeil, Del Valle. And the colors are right now after the 4-yard run. Ball at the 29-yard line. It's about a 5-yard pickup. Man down after the play as well. Looks like Bobby Holland, the linebacker, is slow to get up. There's going to be a lot of cramps tonight, too, folks. It looks like he's getting stretched out there, and I think that might be what this is. It's hot. There's just no way to say it other than it's hot. And when it's out hot like this, you tend to cramp up a little more. Fluids got to stay on top of them, and we'll certainly hope that it's nothing more than a cramp. But the way they're stretching him out down there on the calf, that kind of looks like what this might be here after the 5-yard gain to start the drive.
The iHSFAN webcast crews were stressing to stay hydrated up in the booth. Yeah. That's how hot it is, folks.
I will say, Del Valle's done a nice job of keeping this air-conditioned booth well nice and done here tonight. It's quite comfortable up here, and it reminds me, Ike, you know this, several folks in our area may know this, but I used to do broadcasting for minor league baseball for a living in the upper Midwest, and early in the season, quite often, it would be quite cold. In fact, one of my first years there, we got snowed out for an entire week to start the season.
Wow.
Well, there was one game we played on the road, and our pitcher was pitching in short sleeves. He's from Arizona, and it was in snow flurries, about 40 degrees the whole day, 35, 40 degrees. And they looked at me after the game, and they said, "Man, how are you feeling up there?" I was like, "It was 70 in the press box, man. What are you talking about?"
It's nice and warm, huh?
While these guys are freezing out on the field, I'm just, this is fine. Play as long as you want. We're back in action here. 2nd and 5.
You had some hot chocolate.
Oh, I did. It was great. Arjuan looks to throw near side. It's covered well. He's trying to dance around the backfield, looking for somewhere to go. Escapes out to the right, and he is tripped up from behind after picking up just a yard. It looked like Cole Haga was there to make the play.
Arjuan was scrambling once again. This McNeil defense has been showing blitzes from different looks. Making it difficult.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, buddy. 3rd and 4 for Del Valle is due here. Just underway in the 3rd quarter, but McNeil has already extended the lead by 7. 17-0 so far for the Mavericks after an opening drive score that took just about a minute and a half off the clock. And timeout called by Del Valle. They were slow getting the play in, and an early timeout used here in the second half for the Cardinals and their new head coach, Todd Patman. You know, you mentioned earlier coach's son, Coleman Patman, for Del Valle being recruited by Kansas State, the defending Big 12 champions. A couple of, we talked about Joshua Williams already with the Oklahoma offer, Patton with the K-State offer. There's talent over the field, and you would expect as the guys grow, you know, you look immediately at somebody like a Gerald Gary, who's probably going to turn some heads here as a sophomore for McNeil, and more than likely we'll see some off-season offers start rolling in at some point. When you go with that sophomore or junior year, you start seeing that a little more.
Yeah, I mean, he's only a sophomore, and he's making big plays out here, and he's still going to grow, put on some weight like over the summer, and he's only going to get faster, you know.
Yeah, I'll tell you the junior I'm interested in seeing from a recruiting standpoint, and hopefully we'll see he gets some notice too from Del Valle so far. Cannell Hodges, he's been super impressive. The way he runs low to the ground. He's not a big running back, but he's low to the ground. He's hard to tackle, and he runs like a little bull. There's a sweep to the left side by Arjuan. Tries to shake and break, but he is down for a loss of about 3 in the backfield. Keegan McBride steps up to make the play. And I say like a little bull with Cannell Hodges in the most awestruck of tones. I remember there was a running back a few years ago that played in the SEC, and I forgot his name. He was about 5'6", 5'7". And he played for Auburn. And he was the guy, if you remember the crazy 48-45 Auburn-Alabama game in 2019 that Auburn won, right. He was the guy that knocked the Bama player's helmet off at the end zone when he rolled into his chest with a hit. That's what he reminds me of, that kind of a running back. There's a punt. It is muffed around midfield. The ball is on the ground. There's a flag down as well. Del Valle came up with it, but I think McNeil's going to get possession because Del Valle did not give Keegan McBride room to make the play. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the call here.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the call. It's a tough break for Del Valle, though.
Ball's at the 46-yard line of Del Valle. It's just kind of a matter of where this call's going. It's a long debate, but referee was standing right there.
He did. He had the view.
I don't know why a long decision has to be made here if the referee saw it. It is kick-catch interference against Del Valle, so this ball will stay with McNeil. And I think the question was, how do you want to take this if you're McNeil and you want to re-kick? And the answer is keep possession.
Definitely. And Brad, we're talking about running backs. Both these running backs, Williams and Hodges, they remind me of a running back who's now in the SEC who went to OBJ, Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
Who's a freshman at Vanderbilt right now.
We'll see him tomorrow.
Similar backs.
May see him tomorrow.
He'll be playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
He had a great summer camp. I've been seeing him on social media. Vanderbilt footballs. They're real high on him over there.
I'm going to tell you a little secret. A friend of mine lives in Nashville. As this ball will be marked 15 yards in the spot of the foul down to the Del Valle 39 to start the drive. I came really close to jumping on a plane first thing in the morning and going to Hawaii Vanderbilt tomorrow just for the fun of it.
Well, they played the first game of the year last year, too, if I'm remembering right.
Vanderbilt won that game handily out in the islands in Honolulu. Here's McNeil to start the drive, trying to extend a 17-0 lead. Joshua Williams with a huge hole up the middle, and he will drag a defender down to the 32, a pickup of 7 to start the drive. Second straight drive for McNeil, starting inside the Del Valle 40 to start this second half. Del Valle just got back on side. Williams over the right side, untouched to the 25, and inside the red zone at the 18, 19-yard line. I'll tell you something I love about Joshua Williams already that I'm seeing. Every time he's hit, he falls forward. It's forward every single time. He's laying the hit in. And 2 Del Valle Cardinals are slow to get up after that one.
The way they tackled Williams, there were 3 or 4 of them colliding over there. It was a hard hit.
13-yard gain. Williams wasn't even touched until about 6 or 7 yards down the field. And when you get a guy like that much time to build up the momentum and speed, get out of the way. It's like watching Marshawn Lynch run down at you. Back at his prime. 7:45 to go in the third quarter. 17-0 McNeil with the lead over Del Valle. As McNeil trying to assert some physical dominance here. They have yet to throw the ball in the second half, and this will be the 9th play of the half on offense already for McNeil when we come back after this injury timeout. Looks like, I can't tell the number here, but the young man for Del Valle, we just talked about it, looks like he's cramping and kind of seeing some cramping issues peek their heads up here as the heat of the Central Texas summer has been relentless this year, and my golf game is going to be hurting for it for not being able to get out there and play. One of these days, you and I need to go play. We keep talking about it, and we haven't done it yet.
We'll have to hit the links.
Yeah. And then we can come back on the next week, and you guys can hear how Ike kicked my butt all over the course. He's got that young man strength, I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, I just got to hit it straight. I'll be slicing and dicing out there sometimes, you know. I can pitch it pretty well, though. Putting's 50-50.
Yeah, that's fair. Ball on the right hash mark. The referee blows the whistle back into play. McNeil huddling up on the sideline. Still 18 seconds to go on the play clock. They got to get moving. 12 seconds to go on the play clock. Down to 5, down to 4. McNeil's got to get a playoff. Down to 2, down to 1, and that's going to be a delay of game, I believe, unless they reset the clock, and I didn't see it, but that's been on 0 for a while. Low snap, throw down the middle. It's a bit high and incomplete. Intended for number 2, Dayron Calhoun. He was behind the defense, and did they reset the clock and I missed it? Because it got all the way to 0 for quite a while.
I saw it hit 0. Maybe there's something going on down there that we just can't hear or see.
It must have been.
That's the third kind of clock issue tonight.
Either that or they just did not see the delay of game. McNeil will take it. 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Williams with a handoff up the middle. He breaks through the line out to the 15. And a gain of 4 on the play brings up 3rd and 6.
That was a junior defensive back, Carlos Salazar, number 10, on the tackle for the Cardinals. May have saved a touchdown.
Snap is low. Handoff to Williams over the left side, and that goes nowhere. He's hit in the backfield and dropped immediately. I couldn't see the number here for the Del Valle player to make the tackle. Looks like number 14. Ethan Wilrich steps up to make the play, and that'll bring on the field goal unit for McNeil after the 5-yard loss. It will be a 37-yard attempt for Bryce Wilson. He's already made one from 34 with plenty of leg left on it. Snap down. It is up. It has got plenty of leg, and the kick is good. Wilson with his 2nd field goal of the night. This one from 37 yards, and it extends the lead for McNeil to 20-0 with 6:24 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Outside of a couple mishaps early, this McNeil special teams unit has been on point today. And Wilson making 2 field goals in the opening game of the season. That's great way to keep the momentum going for your team, and it's good showing for him tonight. Great showing. Kickoffs have been spot on.
Yeah, he's had a really he had the one punt that was a little short. It was kind of on a rushed play, it looked like a little bit, but from spot kicks tonight, he's been very, very good. 2 long field goals, 34 and 37 yards, and honestly, both of them would have been good for another 10 yards easy. And then every kickoff has been fielded inside the 5, maybe the 6-yard line at the most. He's getting them high, which gives his team down there time to get coverage. It's something that Coach Hermes talked about the other day when we had our preseason call. He said, look, we have a weapon in Bryce Wilson, and I really like what we got coming in special teams. He was injured late in the year last year, so we kind of lost some of his development in that freshman team, because he actually played some varsity last year too, did Wilson. But he said he's back, and we really like what he has for the sophomore. Wilson puts that boot to the leather, a high end-over-end kick, fielded at the 6 by Kevin Meeks. Takes it up the gut. He's out to the 30, and that will be Del Valle's best field position off a kickoff all night long.
It was Meeks again, back deep on the return. That was his best return of the night. It got him out past the 30-yard line.
6:19 to go in the 3rd quarter of play. McNeil with a 20-0 lead on the road over Del Valle right now, as this defense has been stout for the Mavericks. Del Valle's gotten inside the 20 a couple of times, as far down as the 5-yard line. They had a field goal blocked earlier, and McNeil's pitching a shutout right now. Nasir Arjwan hands it off over the left side, cutting back, and across the 35 is the running back. I believe that was Meeks. Nope, that's number 7, excuse me. That's A.J. Davis, the sophomore running back. Nice little speed sweep to the left side. Picks up 6 yards.
And Del Valle really has to get something going on this drive. They can still get back in this game. There's enough time for a 3-possession game. They've just got to make something happen.
Handoff right up the middle. And to the 39-yard line, just shy of the first down, goes Cannell Hodges. If they gave him the 40, that is a first down, but that's also a generous spot. Folks, we're sitting right where this ball got marked. And there's no way that ball got to the 40.
It's barely touching it as it is.
He was down at the 39. Referees have a hard job. I'm not here to criticize them too much, but I'm going to call it like I see it, and this probably should be 3rd and 1. Low snap. Arjuan was trying to fake a handoff. There was nobody there. It's a busted play. He's just making something go his own way to the left side and smartly picks up 3 yards. He's drugged down from behind by Austin Ham. He put the ball out to the running back like he was expecting a handoff and realized no one was there. Able to pick up 4, though.
It's a good job of staying calm.
Yeah.
He could have gotten sacked and fumbled or worse.
2nd down and 6 now for the Cardinals. Snap back. Arjuan drops straight back. He's got pressure coming from the left side. It is almost intercepted. He threw it right into the hands. I don't ever think he saw Austin Ham over there, and Ham couldn't hang on.
It was number 83, Damari Hunt Tyler, who was a target. He's a big, lengthy wide receiver. He was in one-on-one coverage on the bottom of your screen. And I was wondering when they were going to take a shot deep and open up the passing game a little bit. That might give Hodges more success in the run game. And I think the target was there. The throw was just a little bit to the left. But keep an eye out for that.
3rd down and 4 to go. 4:44 left in the 3rd quarter. Snap. Arjuan with a slip screen inside, and it is taken down. A big hit by number 20, Marshall Holland, as he laid the wood to Kevin Meeks on that slip screen. And here comes 4th down.
We have been saying Marshall Holland's name all night, and
Yeah.
that's the 3rd time they've run that slip screen, and Holland wasn't having it. And he ate him up, and he let the sideline know about it afterwards.
So Del Valle is able to get 1 first down, but they'll have to punt it away again. Having trouble getting lined up with the Cardinals. Now they do so. Nobody really back here for McNeil. It's an end-over-end kick, and this ball is going to take a huge Del Valle bounce. It's going to take so much of a bounce that, they stopped it from going in the end zone. What a play. What a hustle play from Coleman Patman. That ball was headed into the end zone. And it landed at the 20, took a huge hop, and Patman on a dead sprint got his hand on it just before it rolled into the end zone, and it's down inside the 5.
I was watching him run. He saw it bounce. That ball was passing the 10, and Patman was at the 20. I mean, that was a great play. And this is the first time McNeil's offense has been backed up against their own goal line. That could be huge, but it's fun to watch.
I said inside the 5. They're down at the 1. Credit Patman. That was nothing but hustle and heart to make that one happen. A lot of guys would give up on that play, and it sets the tone for sure for the season for Del Valle when you're showing that kind of hustle down 20. They'll officially mark this at the 2.
Well, especially because it looked like it was bouncing straight in the end zone, and no one was back there for McNeil.
No.
Doesn't get better than that.
So officially they spot this at the 2-yard line. Either way, this is the furthest back McNeil has had to start a drive all night long. By far and away the worst starting field position. The previous worst was 25 on the opening drive of the night. Under center, McNeil goes. Handoff to Williams up the middle. He is tripped up, but not before he gets out across the 5, and a little bit of breathing room for the Mavericks to the 6-yard line.
There sure was a big hole right at the middle, but if he wasn't tripped up. But it was Michael Dent, number 40, there to take him down.
If he doesn't get tripped up, he might still be running. I said that was, and I'm sorry, I had the wrong number there. I believe that's Gerald Gary back there. Gary with the handoff over the left side. Yeah, that is Gary on the run. Gets to the 7 this time. Pickup of about a yard. It brings up 3rd and 4 or 5.
That's a creative look for this offense. We saw his speed at receiver and give him a shot at running back. Let Williams take a break.
Williams checked back into the game now here as McNeil goes into shotgun. 3rd and 5 from the 7. Handoff to Williams. Up the middle. Falls forward. He's out to the 15. That's a first down. That first hit just seems to never take him down when he's got any kind of momentum. He's going to get the extra 2-3 yards, and that'll give McNeil a little breathing room. Fake. Oh, they do hand it off to Williams up the middle. A little delay on the action. He's still able to get 3 or 4 yards there.
He has to be over 100 yards by the night easily.
Yeah, this is where I'd love to have. High school sports is tough to get, but I'd love to have an official statistician to get a real good feel for the yardage being put up here. 2nd and 6. Jaden Soltz calls for the snap. Looks to throw down the left sideline. He's got a man. It is caught across the 45 for a first down. Zach Christie, the sophomore. I believe that was Christie. Is that 8 or 9? I can't tell the number. Ben Stewart, maybe? Let's see. Oh, that was Christie. Zach Christie, the sophomore, pulls it down at the 48. A 29-yard gain.
They looked for him deep a few times before. He had a step on the cornerback, and that throw was right in the basket.
Longest pass play of the game. Soltz looks to run down the left side on a broken play. Tried to make something happen, couldn't get upfield. And he gets back to the 49. Maybe picks up a yard there. Tell you what, a drive that started at the 2. I would tell you, as long as McNeil is even able to punt here, it's a success at this point. Just to flip the field back with a 20-0 lead. 1:30 to go in the third quarter on the road as the McNeil Mavericks are putting on a show tonight. Slowing down the pace a bit. Del Valle shows blitz. They bring it. Williams up the middle. He's across the 50 into Del Valle territory at the 49.
Del Valle defensive line stepping up on that play. That's the first time they've really stuffed Williams. They've really only stuffed him a few times tonight, but now they have a chance to get off the field.
3rd and 7 here. Low snap, Soltz grabs it. Will throw a little tunnel screen. That's complete to Gary. Makes one man miss, slips out across the 40. It's a first down. And that's not Gary, apologies. That's Aiden Taylor. I thought it was 5. It's a 0 from up here. Sometimes the numbers, when you're just getting used to guys, it's the first time you've seen them, it gets a little tricky. Aiden Taylor with the catch and run out to the 38. My apologies, folks. Handoff. Williams up the middle this time. Pushes his way forward, and he's across the 30 to the 28-yard line. That's another first down.
Aiden Taylor making plays this game. Coach mentioned earlier that he was battling injury over the spring. He looked explosive there on that play.
I tell you what, you're seeing a lot of these sophomores step up and make some plays tonight. You've seen Taylor make plays, Gerald Gary on the offensive side, Zach Christie, Jaden Soltz at quarterback, as McNeil looks like they're going to let this third quarter run down. You know, on the defensive side, we called out some names a few times too. Marshall Holland especially. This has been interesting to watch as the run will end the third quarter as Joshua Williams puts it out to the 22-yard line, a gain of 6, and we are 12 minutes left in this game tonight. 20-0. The McNeil Mavericks lead the Del Valle Cardinals here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Del Valle ISD. We'll be back in a minute with the 4th and final quarter of play. This is Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
Back here here for the start of the fourth quarter. Brad Tiller, Yankee Kohler with you from the campus of Del Valle High School at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the McNeil Mavericks lead Del Valle by a count of 20-0. And McNeil on a march right now. A drive that started at their own 2-yard line now sees them all the way down to the Del Valle 22. 2nd and 4 for the Mavericks as they retake the field going towards the north end zone. Right to left as you watch. So glad to have you along tonight, and we hope to have you all season long here on the iHSFAN Network and YouTube. Make sure you link or subscribe to us so that way you get all the action all year. Rolling to his right, Schultz looks to throw towards the sideline. It's a comeback route. It's a bit low on the throw, but it is caught, I do believe. Did he bring it in? Yes, he did. Gerald Gary, another one of those super sophomores we're talking about, comes back to make the play. Ball spotted at the 10. It's 1st and goal. Gain of 12 on the play.
That was a pretty catch by Gary. He full extension on the sideline. He was laid out, and he got a toe down, too.
1st and goal. They'll mark it officially at the 9. Schultz to throw. Across the middle. Oh, he got hit as he threw it. Just a little bump that threw it off. But, man, he had 2 guys open in the end zone. It was intended out there. It sure looked like for number 2, Dayron Calhoun, who was standing all alone in the Del Valle end zone. Instead, it's 2nd down.
It was a busted coverage for sure. We'll see if they go back to that area of the defense. But Calhoun was wide open.
Second down and goal from the 9. Williams, stunner steps up the middle and nowhere to go this time. The offensive line not able to really get a push there. No gain on the play. Here comes 3rd down.
It's a big stop by number 34, Jeremiah Robinson, and Del Valle a chance to make a stand of their own and force a field goal.
The 14th play of the drive upcoming here for McNeil.
It's got to be the longest drive of the night.
Oh, it is. There's been an 11-play drive and a 10-play drive tonight for McNeil, but 14 here. 3 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. 3rd and goal from the 10. Schultz to throw. Towards the right corner in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Bo Baker, the intended target. And it'll be 4th down, and the field goal team will come out.
That was a pretty route by Baker. He started in the slot, and he sort of ran a wheel route to the back corner of the end zone, and he nearly snagged it with one hand. It wasn't a bad throw either.
Here comes Bryce Wilson. He's 2 for 2 from field goal range tonight. He's got 34 and a 37-yarder to his credit. This will be from 26. There's the snap. Mechanics are good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 3rd field goal for Bryce Wilson. He's now 3 for 3, and the lead has extended for McNeil 23-20 with 10:51 to go in the ball game, capping off a 14-play drive for the Mavericks.
Those field goals have been automatic tonight for Wilson, and you know the Mavericks haven't won a road game in over a year. And for them to come out like this and make a statement with an experienced team, but also some sophomores who this is their first varsity game experience, it says a lot about the coaching staff. You know, they teach discipline. They know how to teach these guys to win. And their head coach, Hermes, has a lot of coaching experience. Has spent a lot of time in the program, and.
It's been impressive tonight for this McNeil team. You know, we talked about the integration of these young guys that have come up from a 10-0 freshman team last year. You know, and I'll tell you what, they've done a really good job getting those guys ready to play ball. 23-0 your score tonight. That drive, by the way, 14 plays, 88 yards, 4 minutes 44 seconds off the clock.
And Coach Hermes came here 3 years ago after 7 years at Vandergrift, and they know how to win at Vandergrift.
Yeah, I would say they do. There's another really nice kickoff that'll go through the end zone for a touchback from Bryce Wilson. And a little late shenanigans on the play there. Just some hard tackling, some hard blocking going on, but no harm, no foul. It'll be Del Valle taking over from their own 25 here in the fourth quarter with 10:50 to go.
And I think the key play on that last drive to set up the field goal was the deep shot to the sophomore Christie down the sidelines. And it only took, Williams was doing it. They were pounding the ball with Williams, and they were moving the ball, and then the deep shot kind of busted the defense open, and they were able to do whatever they wanted to do. But it was credit to Del Valle, though, for forcing a field goal.
Yeah, Del Valle's keeping themselves in. It's still just a 3-score game with 10:51 to go. Crazier things have happened. We saw some crazy stuff here at the end of the season last year with Austin and Del Valle as a sweep play to the right side. Oh, big hit laid on Leon Gordelushin, excuse me. I didn't see the number of that truck that just hit him.
It was Marshall Holland, number 20, Marshall Holland. He was screaming across the field, tracked him down.
Woo! Somebody get the license plate on Holland there.
He's a F1 car.
Oh, man. Just a sophomore, too. He's been all over the field tonight. 2nd and 10. Backup quarterback in the game for Del Valle. Handoff up the middle, and, man, another big hit from Holland right up the gut there will bring up 3rd down, a 3-yard gain. My goodness, that is a young man that just wants to hit someone.
Holland's a dog out there, holding down the middle of the field. Coach mentioned it in the pregame interview to watch out for Marshall Holland, and he has sure lived up.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to him next week in the pregame a little bit about this performance. 3rd down, 7 to go for Del Valle and Leon Gordelushin. Snap back. It's a mistime play. The ball's on the ground, and it's recovered. Ball still rolling around. It looks like it's recovered by McNeil. It is at the 15-yard line. The Mavericks come up with it on a busted play from the Del Valle offense. Number 42, Bobby Holland, coming up with the football.
It is. I might coin the term the Holland show tonight on the defensive side of the ball. And it is all Mavericks right now.
They have been all over the field, have the Hollands. And now it's going to be great field position for McNeil to potentially salt this game away with 9:24 to go in the fourth quarter. They take over at the Del Valle 16. Jaden Schultz with a split backfield to work with. 2 receivers, 1 on each side. They'll run Gary over the right side. He's going to throw. He's got a man in the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, McNeil Mavericks. A little razzle-dazzle to find the end zone. It looks like big number 17, Nicholas Valls, coming up with the catch.
Nicholas Valls, good to see him making a play. I know that touchdown feels nice. And how about that trick play from the Mavericks? Using Gary as a running back and allowing him to throw it. He's been playing at QB. You know he can throw it. And it's a great play design and very unexpected on the first play to take a shot like that. And now they're up 4 scores.
Extra point is up, and it is good. And your new score with 9:19 to go in the ball game. McNeil with a 30-0 lead over Del Valle. A 1-play drive. It took just 5 seconds off the clock and went 16 yards on the halfback pass from Gary to Valls. 30-0 your score now in favor of the Mavericks. An impressive night for McNeil to start the season here tonight. And now I think if you're the Mavericks, there's one thing on your mind, and one thing only: preserving the shutout with 9:19 to go. And I'm quite sure Coach Hermes over there on the sideline is saying the same thing.
Oh, totally. No doubt.
Always also want to thank our friends here at Del Valle High School. They always treat us so well when we come here.
Totally.
Great facilities, professional folks here who really do take care of you. And just a big shout out to these guys, and a thank you as well for their hospitality whenever we do come down here and call a game and do the action. Well, it's Wilson to kick it off again here for the McNeil Mavericks. Another big boot by Wilson through the back of the end zone. That one sailed all the way through this time. Didn't even land till it was about 3 yards deep, or 3 yards behind the back line. So a touchback will put Del Valle at the 25-yard line. 30-0. Flag down on the play here late. I didn't see what the flag might have been. Maybe some extracurriculars afterwards? Mikey, did you see by chance?
No, I didn't see it.
Well, we'll try to figure it out.
And the second half had been almost penalty-free until that.
Yeah, it's been pretty clean.
Disciplined football.
Long discussion here by the referees as they try to figure out what's going on. Let's give you a scoreboard update real fast as we check what's going on in the area tonight. It was a low-scoring game. That 0-0 score that threw me off earlier was accurate, by the way. Final, Lake Travis 13, Arlington Martin 6. When's the last time you heard a Lake Travis game that low scoring?
Talk about a game in the trenches.
Woo. Westwood has come back on Eastview 27-20. 2 minutes to go in that ball game as the Warriors look to go to 1-0. McNeil, of course, 30-0 here over Del Valle. Piper 62-0 on top of Glenn. Middle of the fourth quarter in that one. Buda Hayes consolidated 36. Aikens nothing. Weiss a 37-7 win over Round Rock on the road. My goodness, that's not something you would have thought seen. There was, like I said earlier, there was thoughts that maybe Round Rock could take a step back in the district this year a bit, and a 30-point loss to start the season will raise some eyebrows there.
And how about Weiss? They're relatively new varsity program, like 5 years ago or so.
Elsewhere in the area, Goodwin down at House Park, tied at 21 between Stony Point and Austin High. As this penalty, by the way, does go against McNeil. So the starting position on this after the penalty should be the 40-yard line, a 15-yard penalty. Let's see here. We kick around the scoreboard some more. Gonzalez a 48-17 lead over Cedar Creek. Was that 2 penalties? It was. It was 2 penalties.
Wow.
So McNeil with 2 penalties against them means Del Valle starts at the 45. Great field position. And Nasir Arjuan is back in at quarterback. Fakes the handoff, slings one out to the far side. It was caught, they say, by Donovan Douglas on the shoestrings. But, man, I thought that ball bounced to him. Clock's going to roll, though. It's complete. He picks up maybe a yard, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
Arjuan got rid of that fast. And when he's thrown the ball tonight, he's had to scramble. We haven't seen him with very many quick releases, except for the occasional tunnel screen.
Vandergrift to 27-7 victory over Dripping Springs. Cedar Park 29. Cedar Ridge 7. Final there. Snap back to Arjuan. He hands this one off up the middle. Spins off a 1 tackle, does running back. Off of a 2nd and 3rd. Ball now on the ground at the 34. It's a pile up, and we'll see who comes up with it. Joel Jordan was the running back who coughed it up, and Del Valle falls back on it. And it'll be a first down as well.
That was a violent play. The ball popped out. It was Jason Golner who recovered it for Del Valle and pounced on it.
Leander 45, Pflugerville 28. That game in the fourth quarter. McNeil will face Pflugerville next week. Connolly a 27-14 lead over Marble Falls. That one in the 3rd. Good game between Rockdale and Teague. 21-20 early in the 4th. As Arjuan looks to throw down the slot. And it is incomplete. Threw it behind his intended receiver. It was intended for Damari Hunt Tyler. 2nd down. Thorndale falls to Lexington 45-12. Georgetown beats up on Copper's Cove 37-7. Final there. Bastrop a 29-15 lead over Lehman. late in the fourth. That game's almost over there. Travis trails Smithville 37-0. Couple of more scores after this play. Man goes into motion. They will hand it off on the sweep to Travis Hughes, who gets tackled up in the backfield. Couple of defenders there on the play. Looked like number 52, Jaden Wellmaker, was the man on the scene for McNeil. Loss of 2. Here comes third down for Del Valle and 12 to go.
Del Valle hasn't had much success running the ball outside of the tackles tonight.
Yeah.
You know,
everything's been north-south.
Everything.
If they've had success, you're absolutely right, and it's a great observation. Everything has been north-south. Let's see. Hutto, 42-14 at the half over San Marcos. And Austin Northeast, a 13-7 lead at halftime over Hempstead. We'll run down the scoreboard one more time at the end of the game. Empty backfield, 3rd and 12. Arjuan drops straight back, looks to throw, pump fakes, now lets one go towards the end zone. He's got a man, and he shot it just behind him as Kevin Meeks got turned around there. The intended receiver, it was a pretty good throw from Arjuan, and it'll be 4th and 12.
That was a rocket, 40 yards. I mean, it was a bullet, and it wasn't a bad throw. It just barely missed Meeks.
I think Meeks kind of got turned around there a little bit. Might have been a step or two behind him, too, but just a little bit off is this Del Valle offense at times tonight. 30-0. McNeil's having a lot to do with that, though. The McNeil defense flying all over the place. 4th down and 12. They empty the backfield again, do the Cardinals. Arjuan drops straight back, and the play's blown dead. Timeout called right before the snap. 4th and 12 on the way. 7:39 to go in the football game. 30-0. McNeil trying to preserve a shutout right now. It's been an impressive display. The offense, they moved the ball really well on the ground tonight for McNeil. Stalled out a few times, 3 field goals tonight. They do have 3 touchdowns as well. But defensively, I don't know that you can ask for much more. They have come up with play after play when it's needed. Have the McNeil Mavericks defense, and it's been an impressive show. And it might get a little harder next week against Pflugerville. Pflugerville, a team that they're losing right now, but they do have 27 points on the board. It's another road game at Pflugerville in the field. A spectacular facility, by the way. If you have a chance to get out there next week and see the game live, please go do it. If you don't, we'll have it right here on the broadcast stream for you. Before they go back home in a couple of weeks, do McNeil to play Hendrickson to wrap up the non-district play. But it's the kind of schedule that it's going to test you early, but it's winnable. And if you can get some wins and get to build some momentum, some confidence, this McNeil team may ride high heading into district play in September.
And we talked about it earlier. They lost 5 games in district by 1 score last year. It definitely boosted confidence.
Empty backfield, 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Arjuan drops straight back. He faces pressure, now scrambles out to his left. He's got room to run. He's across the 30 and taken down at the 27-yard line. Stepping up to make the play, Bobby Holland, the senior. He'll drop Arjuan several yards shy of the first down, and it's a turnover on downs as well.
Bobby Holland was speedy out there, and that was a great tackle. Dove for the legs and stopped him a couple yards short. It was a good job by Arjuan of making a play and going for the chains. Number 46 for McNeil, Nwadike Nwosu. Sorry, I botched the pronunciation.
Wadike Nwosu.
Right, Wadike Nwosu. He beat his man off the offensive line, and he almost sacked him.
First and 10. Interesting little formation here. There's a handoff. Note they're going to screen it out to the near sideline. It's incomplete. Joshua Gayden was the intended receiver. We've seen Gayden speed tonight on that kick return earlier, so we know he can go. Getting into him in space. An opportune idea for McNeil. Gerald Gary back in at quarterback here. Split backfield with him. Gayden on one side and Williams on the other. This one a handoff to Gayden over the right side. He cuts up quickly, and he is out to the 35 for a gain of about 6 yards. I'll tell you, with him and Williams, a little bit of a thunder and lightning type backfield. running at the same time. Third down, 4 to go rather after the 6-yard pickup. 6:55 left in the ball game. Snap, they'll run the same play. Sweep to the right side. Gated with plenty of space to roam. He's out to the 42. That's a first down and a pickup of 7.
Gaden has shown that he's a dynamic runner. I mean, he's very north-south, and he can move.
Yeah, he's a home run threat. You get him out on the edges, and that's a guy that might go at any step and any time, the way he runs the football. First and 10, McNeil. They slow it up here a little bit. Gary hands it off. Gaden again, this time up the middle. And he'll push forward for a gain of 2 or 3 out to the 45-yard line. Looked like Avery Thompson in on the tackle there for Del Valle, the defensive lineman. 2nd and 7. Del Valle bringing some heat up the middle. It's picked up. Gary will throw to the far sideline. It is caught, but immediately thrown out of bounds there is the receiver. I think that was Rashad Jackson out there. I can't tell the number. Yeah, it's number 15. That is Rashad Jackson. Pickup of about 2 on the play, 1 or 2. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4 or 5 to go.
Zach Christie on the bottom is in single coverage again.
Fakes the handoff, throws over the middle on a slant. It is caught. It's enough for a first down. Still on his feet, pushing forward. Dayron Calhoun. They've been trying to get Calhoun the ball all night long. Finally do on a quick slant over the middle, and he's out to the Del Valle 35. A pickup of about 28 yards. 18 yards, excuse me.
And that was a great read on a run-pass option. Just hit Calhoun on the slant. And he's a big-time receiver, as I mentioned earlier. He led the team in receptions last year.
Nice throw there from Gerald Gary on that quick slant. Handoff right up the middle. Big hole to work with for Joshua Gaden. And he'll pick up 9 yards.
He was running full steam ahead the whole time.
Yeah, his acceleration button's pretty fast. Another one up under center. Quick handoff again. Gaden over the left side. He's got enough for a first down, but a late flag comes in. We'll see what the marker's for. Waiting on the official word here. Nobody's really moving. Looks like McNeil's starting to walk back. Personal foul. Looked like a block below the waist for McNeil. So that'll back him up. Pushes the Mavericks to the 35, back to their original line of scrimmage here. Ten-yard penalty. It's 2nd and 10 now for the Mavericks. 4:50 to go in the ball game with McNeil leading 30-0. Gary calls for the snap. Hands it off to Gaten over the left side. A lot of room to work with. Cuts up the field across the 30, inside the 25. And he's got enough for a first down. Out to the 23, a pickup of 12 more.
And Gaten's kind of a quick hitter running back. I mean, he'll hit you in the face and he'll keep running. And I think Williams has the rest of the night off. But as they go into the rest of the season, both of them in the backfield and the combination would.
It's a really nice option to have with Caden back there as well, because he does offer a different dynamic. Fumble snap coming from under center. Looked like Gary might have fallen right back on it. He did. It'll be no gain, but 2nd down. 4 minutes to go in the ball game. I like the way this offense gives you different looks too. Under center, goes fast, slows it up. Shotgun, pistol. I mean, they're putting a lot on tape for other coaches and other teams to have to figure out.
And that trick play in the third, too.
There's a ton here that you have to watch out for. Gary taking the snaps, Gaden in the backfield to his left. High snap, Gary fields it, and he's just going to try to make something out of nothing. And loses a yard or two, but does keep possession. Officially loses 3 out to the 26.
And McNeil's defense holding Del Valle to 0 points has given Reynolds in this offense the chance to do that, to try out different looks, see what works and what doesn't.
And not just that, but also the opportunity to grow and make mistakes like the play just now, right? You know, not great. You know, it was a high snap, but a 30-0 lead, trying to steal the game off. You can make the mistake. It's not going to kill you, and allow your players to learn from mistakes there and not feel the pressure, which helps out. Under 3 minutes now. 3rd and long. Gary to throw. Quick little inside slant, and it's incomplete. Threw it out a little too far in front of Rashawn Jackson. It'll be 4th down. We'll see what McNeil decides to do here. Might be out of the range, or on the edge of the range of Bryce Wilson. Be about a 43-yard attempt here. I think the way he's kicked it tonight, he's probably got the leg for it, but also you may not want to risk it. If you're incomplete on a pass here, a run short, you're still inside the 30 with Del Valle. Just may not make sense to risk it. Schultz back in to throw, scrambling out to his right, got a man chasing him down. Now he releases one. It is incomplete, intended for Gary. And that'll be 4th down, or excuse me, a turnover on downs. So no points for McNeil on the drive, but I'll tell you, it's not totally unsuccessful. 4 minutes and 50 seconds came off the clock there. They took over with 7:27 to go in the ballgame, 2:37 left now, as McNeil takes over, or excuse me, Del Valle takes over inside their own 30 at the 26. So McNeil not only flipped the field, but took off a ton of time.
And McNeil's making a statement with this opening win. And what I like what head coach Hermes said in the pregame interview was that all 40 of his guys were going to get in the game and play. And it's worked out for them.
Yeah, they've been fresh all night and fast. Got to give them that. Low snap rolls. It's picked up by Arjuan. Handed off to the running back, A.J. Davis, over the left side. And that McNeil defense still staying fresh and fast and swallowing up the runner for only a gain of about a yard or two. And when you can go on 4.5, 5-minute drives, it helps your defense out, get a little break, and stay fresh out there. Does look like a lot of the second-team guys are out there for McNeil right now as far as the defense goes. Some guys who haven't gotten as many snaps tonight as they try to preserve this shutout with 2 minutes to go. Arjuan hands it off again, and a big tackle right at the line of scrimmage as he was bear-hugged at the line was the running back by number 77, Frank Martinez Gomez. A.J. Davis tried to sneak through there, and Martinez Gomez said, "No, you don't, sir."
And the running game has been shut down in the second half. But a little tidbit about A.J. Davis, number 7. I mean, he can run. I was looking into their Del Valle scrimmage against San Antonio Roosevelt. He had a 70-yard touchdown run.
Well, Del Valle looks to be just ready to go home at this point. 1 minute and 20 left in the ball game. They're not in a rush. 3rd and 7. There's a handoff to Davis again over the right side. Cuts forward, falls forward, still on his feet. He's across the 40. He's got a first down out to the 41. Gain of 12 on the play.
It's a good job of Davis of getting to the outside.
Clock rolling. We are down to 1 minute exactly left in this ball game. McNeil with a statement opening night win to start this 2023 season. Davis takes another handoff over the right side, down the sideline. He's into McNeil territory and pushed out of bounds at about the 38. Big hit put on him by number 21, Brody Eves. Nice pickup, though, of 22 yards. And again, right now, it's for the Mavericks all about preserving a shutout with 42 seconds to go. Timeout called for an injury here on the near sideline. Eves, who made the tackle for McNeil, is one slow to get up. We'll look ahead to next week here on the network for you for this McNeil Maverick football team. We mentioned already they are on the road, are the Mavs, at Pflugerville. We'll be playing at the field next week. Friday night kickoff. Tonight, by the way, the only game all year long in the regular season that we have a 7:30 kickoff. Everything else is 7 o'clock the rest of the year, so make sure you're adjusting your clocks and schedules for that one. But, yeah, that'll be next week at the field in Pflugerville as McNeil takes on the Panthers in a non-district away game. First home game of the season will be against another team from Pflugerville later this year at Hendrickson. That's on Thursday, the 7th of September. I think that game, if I'm not mistaken, is taking place at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. I got to go look at our entire schedule because there's a few home games that are at Dragon Stadium and Round Rock and a couple that are at Kelly Reeves. It's all over the place. 42 seconds on the clock. Ball at the McNeil 38. Del Valle trying to find some points before the end of the game. Davis takes the handoff, spun down in the backfield, and thrown down for a loss. It was Jarrett Black shooting through and making the tackle.
Jarrett Black jumped that snap perfectly. I was watching him. He was creeping up, and then boom, he was gone. It was kind of like how when Jadeveon Clowney had that famous hit against Michigan.
Yeah, popped off a helmet. 15 seconds to go, and I don't know if Del Valle even wants to run another play. 10 seconds on the clock. They don't seem to be in too much of a rush. Down to 5. Yeah, they're going to snap it one more time, it appears. Fake the handoff, looks to throw. Arjuan just chunks one down the sideline. It's incomplete. Probably should have been called for pass interference, but I think everybody's just ready to get on out of here, and that will end the football game. The McNeil Mavericks come down to Del Valle and walk out with a shutout victory on opening night here in 2023. 30-0, your final score. McNeil victorious. We're back with a postgame show in just a minute. This is Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford.
EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs, with stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good. Longtime McNeil parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045. Visit Maze Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at mazestreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local. RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain. Veteran-owned and operated, serving Central Texas for the last 10 years. Residential and commercial services available here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567.
Back here at Del Valle ISD Veterans Memorial Stadium as we wrap it all up tonight, where the McNeil Mavericks pick up a 30-0 opening night victory over the Del Valle Cardinals. Here's how it all went down. The teams traded punts the first 3 possessions of the game, but McNeil, on their second full possession, started at their own 44, went on an 11-play, 56-yard march. It took 3:27 off the clock and capped off by a 3-yard touchdown run from Joshua Williams to make it 7-0. Del Valle would then turn the ball over on downs in McNeil territory. McNeil immediately threw an interception on a bubble screen. Del Valle, though, would have to try to settle for a field goal. It was blocked by McNeil's Cameron Green, keeping the Cardinals off the board. McNeil would capitalize on a nice little drive of their own, going 10 plays, settling for a field goal themselves. 34 yards from Bryce Wilson, had a heck of a night tonight. He hit 3 field goals, 3 for 3 on his field goal attempts, 3 for 3 on his PATs as well, and also a really nice job kicking on kickoffs tonight for Wilson. It made it 10-0 at the time. Del Valle would fumble in McNeil territory. However, McNeil could not capitalize on a turnover on downs. They missed a 4th and 1, real short. It would end up going to halftime. 10-0 your score. McNeil with the lead at the break. Coming out of the half, the Mavericks got the ball and went right down the field. First of all, a great kickoff return to start the second half from Joshua Gayden. Set McNeil up at the Del Valle 38. It took just 6 plays to punch it in the end zone. 4-yard touchdown run from Williams, his second of the night. 6-play drive, 38 yards, just a minute 32 to make it 17-0. From there, Del Valle went 3 and out. They punted. McNeil would drive back down the field, settle for another field goal, making it 20-0. Another punt from Del Valle and McNeil, this time with their longest drive of the night. 14 plays. They took it over late in the third quarter. Had to settle for a field goal again, 23-0, as it just kind of almost like a snake, right? Your python, just kind of slowly squeezing the life out of Del Valle tonight. 23-0 early in the fourth quarter at that point. Del Valle would then fumble deep inside their own territory. McNeil took over at the 16-yard line. On the first play, Gerald Gary, on a halfback pass, found Nicholas Valls in the end zone for a touchdown. That was the capper from the scoring perspective. 30-0 your final tonight as the Mavericks pitch a shutout on the road and move to 1-0 to start this 2023 season. Ike, final thoughts from this one and this performance from McNeil?
I think it was a was a solid performance. You mentioned the shutout on the road, and we were talking about it over break. Shutting any team out on the road is impressive. As far as from the offensive side of the ball, what sticks out to me is how versatile this offense can be. With both quarterbacks, they both played well. Gerald Gary and Waltz, and Joshua Williams was running the ball effectively tonight. And on defense, they pitched a shutout. They won the turnover battle, and that's always a good thing in football. And yeah, I think it was a solid performance. I think Coach Hermes is going to be proud of his team.
Yeah, I don't know how you couldn't be. A lot of those sophomores that he talked about during the week, during the pregame show, stepped up tonight. They showed what they've got, and there's a lot to build on. If you're Scott Hermes and the coaching staff for McNeil, probably very excited what you saw tonight. Some things to clean up, for sure. It's week 1. They always say the biggest growth in a football team is week 1 to week 2. So we'll see how the team looks next week. They'll be at Pflugerville at the field, 7 o'clock. The kickoff will be on the air at 6:45 for that one. So make sure to join us if you can't be at the stadium. All of our games this year, by the way, are on YouTube, on the iHSFAN network. So if you're watching us, make sure you go to that YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and that way you can hit the alert. And, every time we go live with a game, boom, you're ready to go. And you are set for Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford all year long. And specifically, if you want to follow the Mavericks, you'll be ready for the Mavericks this year, too. Ike and I will be following them all season long. And there's a couple of games that we're not calling due to them being on the broadcast network already. So instead of having 2 games on the network, we'll just have 1 or 2 broadcasts of the same game, rather. But for the most part, we'll be with McNeil all year long here on the network. We look forward to joining you the rest of the season and next week, as we'll talk to you again from Pflugerville, where the Pflugerville Panthers await. They lost tonight, and so McNeil will try to make it a 2-0 start and try to drop Pflugerville next week to 0-2 on the season. For Ike Kohler and all of us here at the IHS Fan Network, I'm Brad Tillery saying thanks so much for joining us. We're so happy to have you along on this Friday night. So happy to have football back, everybody. High school ball back tonight. College ball's back tomorrow if you're a crazy college football sicko like me. Yeah, a lot of people talk about Notre Dame, Navy, or Vanderbilt, Hawaii. Give me New Mexico State, UMass tomorrow night, baby. Give me the game that I can't wait for. They got Lucha Libre Wrestling in the parking lot for the tailgate tomorrow in Las Cruces. It sounds amazing. It sounds absolutely amazing.
Talk about atmosphere. Putting an atmosphere. There you go. That's how you do it.
I want to go.
Take notes.
I want to go. I'm tempted to fly to El Paso tomorrow and then drive the hour to Las Cruces, New Mexico, to go watch that one. But yeah, glad to have football back. Glad to have you all along. Thank you so much for joining us, spending your Friday night with us. Be safe out there this weekend. Stay cool.